Alright, buckle up everyone, it's time for a very chill episode. I guess they're all kind of chill, because it's just MMO, multiplayer, but this one's a lonely, solo one, because I need to make my character for this expansion, and I decided, hey, instead of just boosting straight to the cap via the boost, which I will do, let's actually play the Origin. I've never played the Death Knight starting area. It's the oldest piece of content that I've never played, because... Then it was funny because at the time I was like, hey, you know what this game needs? This game, you should be able to play as a worgen, and hey, maybe put some achievements in here and stuff like that. And then I burned out on raiding during Raiding Crusade, finally, when I beat Illidan and all that. And I'm like, alright, you know what, it's time to stop. This is, like, bad for my life. So I quit WoW. And then, boom, next expansion, they're like, we added achievements, we added worgen, and I'm like, you fuckers, you had years while I was there. So, I've been having a lot of fun playing as worgen previously, like in the main series we did for over 100 episodes and stuff like that, where we were playing through the game, but that was the... So when we first did the first episode, I did the worgen starting zone with Wander. Never on the Death Knight one. That's the other thing they added back in Lich King, so this is essentially like the oldest piece of content that I've never seen in the game, because it's from right after I quit, but we never went back to it in any way. Also, just as background real quick, boom! I did a poll. You only saw it if you looked at Twitter, or if you looked at the... wherever the hell the community tab stuff shows up on YouTube, like the phone, or if you looked at my profile or something. I didn't want to make a whole video about it because it's not that big of a deal, but that's the current results on which class you guys would like to see me play. Number 1 was Death Knight, number 2 was Demon Hunter. Wander changed his mind though, he doesn't want to play as a Shaman anymore, so he's gonna go back to his Demon Hunter. So Demon Hunter's kind of not an option. Two least popular choices, Priest and Shaman. Which, Priest being what I was already playing as, go figure. Rogue actually ranks surprisingly high, even though I already played her for hundreds of episodes. Could be that the audience doesn't actually care as much as I do about the idea of playing the same character class all the time. Like, whenever we jump over and we're gonna do a boost or play a new expansion, I'm like, let's try out a new class, because there's so many classes in this game, and I want to try them all out at some point, and I haven't really, especially not at a high level. Like, back in vanilla, I played every character to some extent, but not necessarily, you know, all the way and everything. But yeah, if you are just here for the expansion content, the new expansion content, Battle for Azeroth, and don't care about where the character you're going to be watching the entire time came from, then I guess skip this episode. See ya in part 3, I guess, or yeah, that should be the next episode. If you're watching these as they're coming out, wait for probably tomorrow is probably when that video is going to come out. As far as our streaming schedule is going to be, I normally play with Wander, Durf, and Bird from like 7 to 9 o'clock Pacific time, like most nights. And the one big exception is that Bird is not available on Mondays. So our current plan is that Shell, Wander, and I are going to stream World of Warcraft on Mondays, I think is our current plan. I would guess 7 to 9, but he's also hinted at wanting to stream later than that, so we might start later. They also might be longer streams, because most of the multiplayer stuff's like 2 hours. These might be 3 hours or 4 hours for all I know, because without the limitations of Marty and Bird, who both independently of each other happen to like limit the streams that they're in to about 2 hours, Wander and I can often go for much longer. So these videos might be longer and so on. Either there'll be a longer video once a week, or I'll split them into 2 videos so that they happen twice as often or something, if they're long enough to justify that. We'll see. The reason that all my multiplayer stuff has been an entire stream in one video lately is because I am aware of the fact that I play a lot of multiplayer stuff, but the multiplayer stuff is not very popular because you guys didn't really, most of you didn't subscribe for that in the first place. So generally speaking, I don't want to flood the audience with that stuff when it's not the driving force behind my content or audience and so on. So I space it out a little bit by making it longer videos that happen less frequently is the current strategy. So, here we go! World of Warcraft, Battle for Azeroth. If you missed it, we already did the pre-expansion quest about the fall of Teldrassil. That was part 1. That was technically not the expansion, it was the pre-patch thing about before the expansion, but really, it's all arbitrary bullshit anyway, because whether you buy the expansion or not, a bunch of shit changes in the game when the expansion comes out, and it's just you have to basically pay money in order to go to the continent that the expansion's on, or play the new class or races sometimes that are added or something. Anyway, here's the fun test. First of all, let's do some randomization. Jerwin. Okay, that's kind of great. I like Jerwin. Raymar. I was gonna go Bone Mane because Greymane's a fun character, and I wanted to go something like that. I was actually throwing Death Mane and Bone Mane into like Google Translate into like German or Japanese and stuff like that to see if anything cool came out of it. Not the best results, but I gave it a shot. Let's see if I can get away with Bone Mane. Son of a bitch, Bone Mane's not taken. Alright. I did not think that was gonna work. Cool. Also, he looks kind of awesome. So, why am I playing as a Worgen? I mean, I think Worgen are fucking I like werewolves a lot. I think they're fucking awesome. And especially in the list of options for Alliance races, they go pretty well. Draenei are pretty awesome too. I was tempted to play as a different race, just like how I'm trying to play a different class, but race doesn't matter nearly as much as class as far as player experience goes. And it was really hard to not go with the option of playing a werewolf necromancer badass, because I'm probably going to go, at least at first, with the unholy spec, where you summon additional minions with you, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to have a werewolf necromancer so bad. Alright, so let's check out the Death Knight intro. He looks really cool. I can't believe Bone Mane wasn't taken. It even still says Wrath of the Lich King. I guess they don't yeah, I guess they wouldn't update every single loading screen this much later. Apologies if there's any long stretches of no commentary, although some of you just are probably waiting for me to take a breath anyway, but I don't know if I can do solo commentary for what might be 90 minutes of solo intro area. But we gotta get through it, and I'd like to show it for the people that haven't seen it, because it's the origin of my character that I'm playing for the next 20 episodes, 50 episodes, I don't know.
A hero, that's what you once were. You stood boldly against the shadow and purchased another dawn for the world with your life. But the evil you fought is not so easily banished. The victory you claimed, not so easily held. For now, the specter of death looms above the world yet again, and it has found new champions to bring about its final reign. Knights of darkness, wielding runes of death and destruction, bound by the will of the Lich King. This is the hour of their ascension. This is the hour of your dark rebirth.
Someone, oh, that was people logging in. I'm like, did someone just send me a message in the middle of the intro? Go figure. Oh wow, they waste no time at trying to recruit, like, new guild members immediately. What's that? A new level 1 character? Join my guild, based on zero context or anything. I just want people in my name. I mean, just put my name on you. Ew, why am I human? There we go. Oh wow, that transformation looks cooler than I remember, actually. Haha, you thought I was human, silly human. I am Nightmare. Okay, that looks fucking awesome. Alright. How's it going, Arthas? You're taller than I remember.
Speak.
All that I am. Go now and claim your destiny, Death Knight.
All that I am must cruelty vengeance I bestow upon you, my chosen knight. I have granted you immortality so that you may herald in a new dark age for the Scourge. Gaze now upon the lands below us. The Scarlet Crusade scurries to undo my work, while Light's hope stands defiantly against us, a blemish upon these plague lands. They must all be shown the price of their defiance. You will become my force of retribution. Where you tread, doom will follow. Go now and claim your destiny, Death Knight.
Well, he does the voice. Why don't they play the voice when you open the quest log, since then you have the you can read along, as opposed to read it and then hear him say it afterwards, which is a little weird. It's very purple in here. How you guys doing? You guys having a good time? The unworthy initiates. Draenei. Undead. Is that two identical night elves? Yeah, they are. Just like most night elves. Okay, you guys are massive. What's going on here?
I will listen for now.
You have heard the call of the Lich King, Death Knight. Now is the time to answer your master. The single most important piece of equipment to a Death Knight is the Rune Blade. It is through the Rune Blade that a Death Knight commands the powers of Frost, Blood, and the Unholy. The Rune Blade, rude! It's very rude, come back here.
You need something?
The time has come to create your first Rune Blade. Search the weapon racks on this floor, and locate a battle-worn sword. Once found, take the sword to a nearby rune forge and use it to create a Rune Blade.
Leave me be.
Alright, go find ourselves a sword. Are there just swords around here? Oh, there's one. Oh, bad time for Tauren. So we have the sword. He said to, after that... Oopsie. Use it on a rune forge. And a rune forge, is that a rune forge? Are you a rune forge? Oh, it's like it's a forge. I see an anvil in there. I can see it. Am I supposed to use it via my inventory? Oh, go away. Oh, there we go. There we go. Dried blood coats the blade of the battle-worn sword. There we go. Is it on my character? Nope. Gotta go back to this guy likes to move. Come on, come back here. My legs are shorter, which I'm not used to saying to humans. Come back here.
Speak your peace.
The Rune Blade is an extension of your being. A Death Knight cannot battle without a Rune Blade. Well done, Bone Mane. You have successfully created your first rune-bladed weapon. With it, you will sow the seeds of chaos and destruction. In your wake will be the bloodied field of battle, littered with the corpses of all that would dare oppose the Scourge. I'm gonna learn rune forging. The very specific cast time, 0.099 seconds. Okay. Those are just all in my inventory now? Oh, those... Are those things I can oh, those are things I can create? Oh, no, they're in my inventory. A two-handed weapon, a one-handed weapon, and a one... Okay, so I can either dual wield or have a two-handed weapon. Okay. A lot of blades we got out of that. Alright. The mark of war is etched indelibly upon your soul, Death Knight. You have learned the dark art of rune forging, and with it you will engrave runes of power upon your weaponry. Preparations for battle must be made. Return to one of the rune forges, here in the heart of Acarus, to use the power of the rune forging, to emblazon your weapon with rune power. Return to me with when your blade glows with dark energy.
Tomorrow is another day.
Commentary-wise, it's awkward being all alone and everything in the middle of a multiplayer series, but I do like having these little solo episodes when I'm figuring out my character, because it gives me a chance to learn the character and check out all the skills, read the tooltips, read the quests, figure out how my character works, because I'm playing as a character I've never played before, and do all that without having to deal with, like, the fact that another person's, like, playing with me and I have to keep up with all that. Like, this is a good time to be alone. Let's put these Worgen skills not on my bar with all the Death Knight stuff. I'll figure these out over time, but these are all Worgen. In fact, For now, it's not necessary to have 2 right bars. Oops, I hit escape, which in this game means they undo it. Yeah, I'll be intentionally taking my time for the purpose of, oops, becoming familiar with how the hell this character works in time for the actual questing part. My mount's supposed to be over there. Let's get the new mount that's gone now, I guess, and put them over there. I can put my Mecha Strider there if I want to. No, I'm inside right now. Let's do the Teldrassil Hippogriff, since that's my new. It's a pretty cool one. It's a pretty cool looking one too. Little weird to have a druid mount, admittedly, but I don't really have like a Death Knight style mount in my options list. That one looks pretty neat. That's probably my favorite color scheme for the griffins. But sure, I'll go around with this hippogriff for now. The one that's from the destroyed Teldrassil. That's my amazing list of mounts right here. I do not have access to much. Was that an armored wolf? Did I hear that right? Yes, I did read that right. How do I get that guy? Get the achievement Stable Master. Apparently, I want that. That looks fucking awesome. I need to really get cooler. I need to get cooler pet mounts. Just any of them, really. Oh well. As far as the Acaris Shackle key. All right, so I need to be careful here. So I need to create a rune via the rune crafting thing, and I can just change it whenever I want to, I guess. Let's look through the options here. Where's my rune crafting? There we go. Let's separate it from the Worgen abilities. I often leave one blank space between different categories of spells just to try to visually set them apart. It's great when I'm clicking. It's not great for hotkey usage, obviously. Unlearned. I bet there's a lot. Nope. Not available to me, at least. Probably due to filtering, maybe? The Rune of Razor Ice. It fixes your weapon with a rune that causes 3% extra weapon damage as frost damage and increases the enemy's vulnerability to your frost attacks by 3%, stacking up to 5 times. There we go. I was like, how is that useful? Oh, 5 stacks. Okay, cool. Modifying your rune weapon requires a rune forge in Ebonhold. Oh, do I have to specifically be here? Or this isn't Ebonhold, this is the heart of... Ebonhold's probably where you go outside of this intro, because I don't think things work out for Arthas, I'm pretty sure, so I don't think this is a permanent location. I think this is a flashback. So 3% frost damage. Has a chance to heal you for 6%, increase total strength by 15% for 15 seconds. What does a chance mean? I wish there was more specifics there. Probably varies based on how fast your weapon attacks, though, but I would like to have healing on my attack. That sounds fun. That's the Fallen Crusader. This is the Stone Skin Gargoyle. Oh, it has to be a two-handed weapon. These can be one or two-handed, presumably. This one has to be two-handed. Increases your armor by 5% and all stats by 5%. Modifying your rune weapon. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense, because one of these builds is supposed to be the tank build, which I believe is the... I think it's the death build or whatever it is. I don't remember what all the 3 options are. I know frost is supposed to be more DPS, I think. I don't know. There's one that specifically is about sapping health and things like that. I'm just gonna grab this one right now because having a self-heal while I'm alone is probably a good time. Can I get 2 different elements on these 2 weapons, by the way? Like, that one's got the Rune of the Fallen Crusader. Can I just put Razor Ice on this one? And then be like, you're my main weapon, the one that has the ice damage, and the one that does a proc. Oh, I can't dual wield. I see. I see. Well then, as of right now, I don't have a shield, so let's take Fallen Crusader, put it on my two-handed weapon. I might as well use a two-handed weapon if I don't have a shield and I can't dual wield yet. I imagine as I'm leaving the zone, I might get access to specializations and have access to that stuff. That is a smaller looking two-handed weapon than I'd expect in World of Warcraft specifically. It's comically oversized by life standards, but you know, we're beyond that in World of Warcraft. I just watched an intro cutscene where what I think is the leader of the Alliance used a sword that had a hole in it to cast a magic spell, and I'm pretty sure half the sword is just floating and isn't attached to any other part of the sword or something.
What?
Remember these words, Death Knight. The Rune Forge is a scourge instrument. It exists only in Icarus, Naxxramas, and the heart of Icecrown. You may only emblazon your weaponry at a Rune Forge. Return often and emblazon all of your weapons. A Death Knight must be prepared for all that would dare oppose him. The endless hunger will soon take hold of you, Death Knight. When it does, you will feel pain immeasurable. There is only one remedy for the suffering. The hunger must be... You son of a bitch.
Make it quick.
The hunger must be sated. I give you the key to your salvation. Chained to the heart of Icarus are those you deemed unworthy of the Dark Brotherhood. Use the key to free an unworthy initiate. Allow them to equip their gear and battle you for their freedom. Kill, and the pain will cease. Fail, and suffer for eternity. Live or die. The choice is yours to make. So I've got to kill one of the initiates over there. I'm a real nice guy, apparently. I'm a real nice guy. Also, it doesn't really stand out right now because I'm wearing this helm, but specifically, one of my characters, he doesn't have an ear. One of his ears is cut off. I thought that was a fun little detail. I also like that they have these like really pointy, like striped, like gremlin-looking ears. I think that actually is just the hair having variable thickness. There is little tufts of hair, but it looks like stripes, and it looks like they have gremlin ears from the movie Gremlins, which I realize is older than a lot of you, actually. Shit. Alright, I think it's about time to learn what all these skills are. Festering Strike, 2 runes. So I assume it costs 2 runes? Strikes with damage, inflict, gives them 2 to 3 Festering Wounds. Festering Wound is a pestilent lesion that will burst on death, or when damaged by Scourge Strike. Oh, so there's I can do a Scourge Strike to execute on that. I'm interested in this because I have a bunch of point systems here that all sound like they're vaguely familiar with my history of playing a rogue a lot, with combo points and everything. So I'm cool with whatever the hell's going on here. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, energy and combo points. Not accurate. I understand that, but still. And I'm stacking things that I can execute on. So start with Festering Wound and Festering Strike, then you can execute with Scourge Strike, which is the next thing over there. Okay. Which does 79 shadow damage and generates 3 runic power. Which is this one? Yeah. So that builds up my meter. Scourge Strike. An unholy strike that deals 105 physical damage and 58 shadow damage. Causes 1 festering wound to burst. Only 1 festering wound. Interesting. So you can spend 2 runes in order to get 2 to 3 festering wounds on someone. Then you execute on that with Scourge Strike, which itself only causes 1 to burst, which is surprising. Let's see. I wonder if I should put that to shift 1, so I'd be like 1, 1, 1, then like shift 1 to execute on the effects of 1. Outbreak. Deals 35 shadow damage and surrounds the target with a miasma for 6 seconds. That infects nearby enemies with Virulent Plague. Oh, I'm doing a lot of status effects here. Virulent Plague, a disease that deals a bunch of shadow damage over 21 seconds. It erupts when the infected target dies. I love that, by the way, I love that these numbers make sense again. They crunched all the numbers down across the game, and now they're not horrifyingly like multi-thousand numbers that they have been lately. It's nice to have things that aren't incomprehensible. It erupts when the target dies, dealing 70 shadow damage divided among nearby enemies, and has a 30% chance to erupt each time it deals damage. A lot of death-oriented spells. I'm curious how useful that'll be on average, just because a lot of time when the enemy is dead, the fight's over, unless you're aggroing a lot of enemies, which I guess that'll be the strategy at that point. Alright. Either way, it does 35 damage, but that's compared to... Oh, yeah, these are way... My other stuff does way more damage, though. But the Plague will do a lot of damage. Yeah, okay. Death Coil. Fires a blast of unholy energy at the target, causing 128 shadow damage to an enemy. Reduces the cooldown of Dark Transformation by 1 second. So it uses runic power. These ones use runes. This one uses runic power. So I build up my runic power, and then I can use Death Coil, which reduces the cooldown of Dark Transformation, which is going to be in here somewhere. I might put I think what I'm going to do to separate them, let's put the runic power spells on the second row and the rune spells down here so I can tell which ones are which better. Alright, so that just does a bunch of damage to execute on your runic power and it reduces the cooldown. Hello, other identical looking Worgen. I should probably back out of this arena so I don't look like a lunatic when people are going to do their, like, their story fight here. Death Strike uses 45 runic power, focuses the dark power into a strike that deals 163 physical damage and heals you for 25% all damage taken in the last 5 seconds. Oh, neat. Not a ton, but still. It'll heal me for at least 7% of my max health, and it'll specifically heal me for 25% of recent damage taken. That's not a ton of healing though. It's only 25%. Death Grip harnesses the energy that surrounds and binds all matter, drawing the target towards you. Okay, so I just grabbed somebody. That's a get over here. Raise Dead raises a ghoul to fight by your side. Yeah, you can have a maximum of 1 ghoul at a time. I am into that. I want ghouls coming over with me. Death's Advance. For 8 seconds, your movement speed is higher, and you cannot be slowed below normal speed. You're immune to forced movement effects and knockbacks. You cannot be slowed. Passive? Ooh. This skill has a passive, so I can never be slowed below 70% while I have this? And if I use it, I can't be slowed below normal speed. And also, I get a bonus speed boost if nothing's happening to me at the time. That's interesting. I definitely want my little summon handy. Okay. I'll leave that on the side for now. Alright, let's go murder a dude. And also immediately forget what a lot of these skills do. It'll take time to remember what all these things are. Hello. I picked you at random. Are you ready to die? I was a soldier of the light once. Look what I have become. You're about to become underground. Sate your hunger on cold steel, Worgen. Here comes a summon. Oh, I want to call you over to me, even though it's completely pointless. And she's very dead. She's very dead. I've got a summon friend. So he sticks around for 30 seconds? Oh. No, he just sticks around. I just have a summon. And he'll be here until he dies, I guess? Because it doesn't say he has a time limit, just a 30-second cooldown on how much I can summon him.
We press on.
He's a little absurd looking. I think he used to be an orc, judging by his face. It's hard to be sure. He's an odd one. As expected, my chosen knight has triumphed. You are ready, Bone Mane. Behold, Akaris, the great citadel of death. It has no equal in the world. Not even the mighty Naxxramas could withstand a direct assault from the Ebon Hold. Looming above the face of the necropolis is the all-seeing eye of Akaris. From it, the master is able to see great distances into the territories held by our enemies. What the eye sees, the Lich King sees. And now, the time has come for you to peer through the eye. The Lich King has called for you, Bone Mane. Go now. Suffer well, brother. Go talk to the Lich King. Go talk to that dude. Suffer well. That's their motto. Whoa, backflip! Alright, Worgen do backflips, I completely forgot. Wow, he's proccing a lot. Oh god. A lot of people's first Skinner box is jumping a lot in WoW as characters that have variant jumps. Which is what, the Worgen, the Blood Elf, and the Night Elf? Blood Elves do a front flip, Worgen do a back flip, and Blood Elves do a they do a twirl, they do a spin. I don't know if other characters do it, but humans sure as hell didn't in vanilla, they just stood there.
All life must end.
The time to spill the blood of our enemies approaches. You must first learn what it is that you seek to destroy, before rushing headlong into battle. It is what separates a Death Knight from a mindless ghoul. I will grant you sight beyond sight, my champion. You will use the Eye of Akaris to steal our enemies' secrets. Towering above this platform is the Eye of Akaris. From it, you will call forth a probe that you will then use to analyze Scarlet Crusade fortifications at New Avalon. The Eye has a host of powers that should make the acquisition of this data simple. Use the Eye's siphon to analyze the Forge, Town Hall, Hold, and Chapel. The Eye's control mechanisms are located on either side of this platform. Waste no more time, Bone Mane. The Scourge will have this place. The Lich King commands it. So analyze those spots via the mechanism.
Go forth and defile these lands.
You have very local. His voice does not carry as much as you thought. Might think it would. What? Okay. The Eye of Icarus launches towards its destination. Oh. It's just going. Okay. We're checking out Havenshire. I believe I have no control over. It's just spying. No, it's in my control now. Okay. Alright. How you guys doing? Can you see me? I assume not. Oh, they can see me. Okay, they can definitely see me. Whoops. Let's see. I wanted to double check. What is the... What kind of... I should double check these settings at some point to see what they're set for, because I have a pretty good computer at this point. I just wanted to double check view distance. There we go. There, I felt like the fog was a little too close, but I mean, this is really high up. All right. Well, lesson learned. Do not aggro them, or bad things happen. The Eye of Icarus launches towards its destination. This time, we're not going to go towards the ground where bad things happen, with everything the very racist down there against the Scourge. Really, just entirely based on unverified rumors. They're just very bigoted and they don't understand how full of it they are. Okay, anyway, let's not go near melee range. That was bad. Let's see. Do I do a thing, or... Let's see. Forge, Town Hall, Scarlet Hold. Yeah, this is... the Town Hall, right? They attacked me. Okay, they have range. They must be using bows or something. It sounds like they're just punching me, but they seem to hit me at astonishing range. How do I analyze that? I don't have like a button. Oh, they're down here. Whoops. Target says Scarlet Crusade structure and gathers the tactical information associated with the building and its location. Okay. Your pet is out of range. There we go. Oh, this attacks people with ghouls, giving you time to get the Eye of Icarus to safety. Okay. I didn't notice these subbed in. Shrouds the Eye of Icarus from sight. Combat and actions break Shroud. And this just makes me quit. Okay. Whoops. I didn't notice that the skills had changed out. I don't know if I need the other things though. Can't I just do this from up here? Like we did the Hold, this is Town Hall, I need the Forge and the Chapel. Oh, that's the Forge. I've played enough human to know what the Forge looks like. I've played as human so much. My human rogue had over a year. Not a year. Might have been eventually a year, but I remember at one point I checked and it was 300 days played. Admittedly, a lot of that time was high school and me doing homework while using WoW as a chat room and stuff like that. But, you know, an astonishing amount of time spent with this computer screen that was rendering a human rogue. Either way.
I need to get closer.
You're hurting me. Stop it.
I'm out of range.
Ah, I died? Shit. Huh. I was trying to get the spell to trigger, but I was so high up I couldn't even touch the floor, and yet they're still somehow hitting me with something? I don't know. The feedback seems a little weird for this quest. There's so many enemies that have, like, ranged attacks you can clearly see. Projectiles and spells and shadow bolts and stuff like that, that have, like, a nice incoming, like, projectile sound. Like that, we've all heard the sound of, like, a shadow bolt coming at you. That as it gets way louder right before it hits you, because you can feel it coming towards you. These guys, they seem to be punching me somehow from the ground, which is bizarre. Is he on me again? Maybe I'll just make it in time and it won't matter. There we go. Screw you guys. Done with this quest. It was kind of annoying, to be honest, but whatever. They prepare for battle, as expected. But there is something else. I sense an old enemy. An enemy that I destroyed long ago. It matters not. We will send the full might of the Scourge against them before they have a chance to evacuate their homes and put in place their defenses. Let's go do a murder. Listen well, Death Knight, for I give you the words that you will start. I give you the words that will start a war. My final judgment has been passed. Death to all. None shall stand so boldly against the might of the Scourge without reprisal. As you have served me well in your first task, so too shall you serve me in your next task. Take my judgment to High Lord Mograine at the command post of Icarus, found on the first floor. Tell him to begin the assault. And when the crusade has been dealt with, we will finish off the Argent Dawn. The Lich King commands you to carry his orders. Ooh. Ooh, so I move 75% faster when I'm in this area. Cool.
You know what to do.
That's fun. Hey, where are we on the map? That's the Eastern Plaguelands, so it's someplace next to the Eastern Plaguelands. Okay. Why does nobody else seem to have a summon with them? I didn't pick Unholy yet, so I assume everyone here has the summon that they're just not using. Yeah, follow, move to, the usual stuff. Hit claw, and gnaw, and leap, huddle. Going to defensive crouch, reducing damage but preventing actions for 10 seconds. So I can click that to make him not die. Assist, which just means he attacks things that I attack, basically. Alright. Alright, so I need to figure out how to go downstairs. And there's not an interior map of this place. There must just be a staircase somewhere. Oh, probably that weird portal thing that looks like the Dark Crystal's supposed to be floating over it. That's probably where I'm supposed to go. That's probably it. Or I'm gonna feel really silly when it's not. Oh, really? You name? Oh, never mind. His name's Boomba Woomba or whatever the fuck. I thought his name was Jenkins. I'm like, really? People unironically name themselves that? Woo, okay, this place looks neat. What? I want that. When do I get that mount? That's a cool mount. Okay, that's neato. I guess this is a griffin. Yeah. It'd be fun to get one that's like a panther with wings or something. But these are the Scourge Griffins. They're neat. Are there panthers with wings in WoW, or am I thinking of something else? Susie the... Susie the Banshee? Really? I mean, I shouldn't be... I should not be that surprised by this or anything. But... I'm just... It does make it a little hard to take the lore totally seriously when they do stuff like this. So for those that don't know, here's a picture of Susie and the Banshees. It's a band. They're a band. They did I think they did glam rock or something or whatever. But like that's a band. She's named after. She's named incredibly specifically and explicitly after a band. All right, that stood out to me. They get hype about our cool war, about hype-ass characters that are so serious, and also this guy's named Trogdor. Like it's totally, it really stands out to me when those happen. High Lord Darian Mograine, the Might of the Scourge. The horns of war will soon echo across this land, waking the dead and calling forth the Scourge war machine. Woe unto those that would stand in our way. You and your brethren will lead the charge, Bone Mane. When next I look upon the Scarlet Lands, my sight will be obscured by the legions of Icarus, or Arcarus, or Acarus, or I'll never be sure. The march upon New Avalon begins. I'm gonna get a necklace. Ah, startling. All right. He calls upon the mighty armies of the Scourge. Cool. Armies of the Scourge, heed my call. The Scarlet Apocalypse has begun. Tear this land asunder and leave only death in your wake. Scourge Commander Thalador awaits your... follow voice. Awaits your arrival at the overhang located directly southeast of your current position. Report to Thalanor and requisition a Scourge Griffin to deliver you to Death's Breach. Prince Valinor will be waiting for you down below. Suffer well, brother. Suffleware. Like Tupperware? Is that where I'm going with that bizarre mispronunciation? Suffleware? Suffer well, brother. Amalthazad. These are names. These are names. Oh, quest. I see a quest over here. Lord Thorval.
Yes.
The blood is life, and as easily as the ebb and flow of blood is controlled, so too is the life of our enemies. The power of blood, frost, and unholy. Within the Hall of Command, you will find the schools of blood, frost, and unholy. Each school has a trainer that can provide you with knowledge of the various dark arts. I, Lord Thorval, am the headmaster of the School of Blood. Lady Alestra reigns over the unholy, and the Archlich Amalthazad holds dominion over frost. You must return here whenever you gain powers and train. Okay, so I should talk to Headmistress Lady Alestra for unholy.
We will have our revenge.
So I thought Balthazar was over to my right, so she's probably on my left. This looks unholy. Oh yeah, everyone says unholy. There we go. A bunch of weird skeletons are sitting in a circle. Like they're gonna do the parrot. Oh, that one has a rock on it. Oh no. What did he do? What the hell? Hi. Hello, Lady Alestra of the ex-Blood Elf, I'm gonna guess. It is through the power of the unholy that we command death itself. I want to learn the power to summon a Valkyr instead of a gargoyle with my summon gargoyle spell. Cool. Cool. Is this summon gargoyle? You must dismiss your current pet first. Okay. What? How do I... Wait, those are Valkyrs, though. I mean, do I want to summon a gargoyle more than a Valkyr? I don't know. I want a gargoyle instead of a Valkyr, I think. What's a gargoyle look like? You're not a gargoyle. You're a goober. I don't know what the fuck you're called. Where's a gargoyle? I mean, it's a gargoyle. It probably looks cool. Valkyr looks weird. For a Death Knight, it seems, I don't know, to me it aesthetically looks odd. Enter the proving grounds. You did not meet the requirements. Okay. Cool. Glad we did this. Anyway, back to what I was doing before. was Squire Edwards. What are you a reference to? I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on that for too long. The war has begun, Death Knight. I shall place you upon my finest griffin and deliver you to Death's breach. Chaos, death, destruction. You will herald in all of this and more. Everyone treats me like I'm super chosen and special or something. It's kind of weird. Like not just a fast griffin. It's gonna be your best griffin, right? I'm trying to get out of your. I'm trying to stop sharing headspace with your griffin. There we go. Below Icarus stands Death's breach, the staging point of our assault upon the Scarlet Crusade. You are to ride one of my Scourge Griffins, located on either side of this platform, and report to Prince Valinar. Do as he says, and you may live to see these lands fall before us.
Tomorrow is another day.
Hop on here, yep. And we're going down to Death's Breach. Gonna do our first big fight. Good chance to remind myself a little bit what some of these skills do. These both give me they cost runes. How fast do runes actually regenerate? I need to look into rune regeneration or pay more attention directly to my runes regenerating during my next fight to see their progress. Let's keep an eye out for a gargoyle. I think gargoyles were in the Worgen dungeon, like the vanilla one. I want to say that the vanilla. Look at these guys. Why do you even wear armor? Honestly, like why shin armor? Oh, they're just trying to shoot down griffins. That's fun. There's a lot of them here. The whatever that Worgen dungeon was that you went through, that was in like by the undead starting zone. I think that probably had gargoyles in it, but it's been a long time, so I don't really remember that place so well. Look at you guys. Look at that guy. Look at how they run. Damn, dude's getting air. Honestly, when you walk around like that all day, it makes me start to question, like, do pants even serve the same purpose that they normally do? If you, like, use all four limbs as legs.
Get on with it.
Do you have a lower jaw? Do you smell it? Valnar sniffs the air. Fresh meat, the scent of Scarlet Crusader wafts through the air. Valnar salivates. Ew. Are you like Soul Reaver? Do you have a missing lower jaw and you just drool everywhere? Apologies, Death Knight. I'm sure you're not interested in my choice of fine cuisine. You are here to work, to lead the charge. Yes, I know. The Lich King has told me all that I need to know about you, Bone Mane. Man, everyone knows about me. I'm so popular. I'm so important. I don't have my skills memorized still. All these things go together. The time for bloodshed is now. They make their stand now, outside of Death's Breach, futilely attempting to push us back in hopes of saving their horses, mines, lumber, and citizens. This will be your first lesson in Scourge warfare. Terror. Go to the front lines south of here and destroy Scarlet Crusaders. Leave their corpses so they may utilize them for the Death March. But most importantly, kill the fleeing villagers. Most importantly, soldiers dying are an affordance, but villagers, that is what strikes fear to the hearts of man. So I'm just wiping out all the innocents. They're having fun with this, just knowingly sending me to the most evil stuff you do in all of WoW, basically. Because, like, neither side in WoW, Horde and Alliance, are supposed to be explicitly evil, but you're playing the origin story of a character that was with Arthas, who was explicitly evil, at this point in the story at least. And, we must break free of this or something, because how the hell... Because we have to join the Horde or Alliance to be a playable WoW character. Grand Theft Palomino. Alright. Yeah, these naming schemes. How fortuitous. You fuck. Come here. How fortuitous it is that the Crusade has a stable full of horses a mere stone's throw from this post. Though they guard it tenaciously, enterprising young Death Knight could break through their defenses and take what is rightfully his. Once you acquire a horse from the Havenshire stables, return it to me and I will see what can be done about transforming it into a proper deathcharger. Remember, Bone Mane, it's only stealing if you're caught. Watch out for that deranged stable master, Kitrik. Steal one horse, then I assume murder all of the other ones? Oh, this one's a quest giver. Orithos the Sky Darkener.
What?
The Sky Darkeners are mindless constructs with one purpose: kill. Specifically, they are aiming to kill any man or woman that they see fleeing Havenshire for the safety of New Avalon. We certainly can't allow those cowards to make it to safety and then take up arms against us. There is one slight problem. They use Saronite arrows for maximum range and damage. Saronite, however, is a metal only found in Northrend, so supplies are limited. Retrieve those arrows for me, and I will reward you handsomely. All these ones like, you are our most trusted. I'm gonna give you my best horse. Hey, could somebody go out into the place where they're shooting all the death arrows and like try to pick them up while also they're still shooting there? Just try not to get hit. It's fine. It's being sent to pick up all the golf balls when everyone's doing it at the shooting at the range. Born of the Lich King's victory over Illidan Stormrange in the heart of the frozen wastes, Death's challenge is a rite of passage that all Death Knights must undergo. Seek out other Death Knights of Icarus and challenge them to a duel. They must accept and fight until a victor emerges. Go now, Bone Mane. Oops, accidentally hit enter. Go now, Bone Mane. Victory for the Scourge. Glory to the Lich King. Win 5 duels against other Death Knights. You can do initiates or players. That's funny. I would be crushed. Even though they shouldn't be able to significantly outrank me or anything, but I'm just not. Other people probably know what they're doing a little bit more than me. Hello, duel.
Make it quick.
Oh, I have to click on them. You /duel humans, I guess. You have challenged death itself. Alright, dramatic. Hello. Enjoy. Okay, you're taking damage. How's that working out for you? There we go. Yeah, that went really well, actually. Hey, you, quickly, before my stuff runs out. Does it run out? Oh yeah, it's running out. There it goes. Challenge me.
We will ravage this land. Remember this day, Bone Mane, for it is the day that you will be thoroughly owned.
Really? Owned? I'm going to be owned? Oh man, watch out, guys. This guy's gonna own me. He's real scary. Oh shit, he didn't own me as it turns out. Whoopsie. 2 down.
You'll be thoroughly owned.
Damn it, I need to find new ones to attack before the thing runs out. Where's more initiates? I just started doing /duel again. That's not how this works.
Thoroughly owned.
Our master's will be done.
Do it.
I'm starting to come up with strategies. I do both of the skills that set up the debuffs first, then I start doing the one that executes on the first debuff, and then when runic power is high enough, I do the other abilities. I'm focusing on the one that doesn't heal me, because healing me is kind of not necessary so far. No, there's not enough initiates around, and other people are fighting them. Oh, you. Come here. You look like you're running somewhere like it's important, but instead I'm going to duel you to the death. Yay! May your task remain unfulfilled. Is this guy gonna join in on the duel? Does that work that way? I guess we'll find out. Maybe it does. I have no idea if he just made progress or not. That was that number 3? Or was that number... Wait. Did he just take that duel from me? Did he tag him first or something? I thought that was my 4th duel. But it seemed to count as my 3rd duel. Hey, you. After all this talking, I'm finally getting some chance to actually practice my character. Because I have not actually... We've been doing this for a while now, and I actually have been just talking to people and walking around. There we go. I'm helping. Hooray. Target is friendly. That's a bit of a misnomer in this area, right? I don't know if there's any friendly targets around here. I wouldn't jump to that conclusion. I'm just saying, you know? We looked around here, everyone's like, death's destruction, suffer well, brother. And they're like, target is friendly. I don't see any initiates. The multiplayer of this game is getting in my way again, as it usually does. World of Warcraft, one of the least multiplayer MMOs ever. Which I exclusively play for co-op reasons, which is why I'm constantly being rubbed up against the boundaries of how useful it is in multiplayer. So that uses 2. There's 1 being used there. Okay, so you can see me burning through my supply of runes there. That's interesting. So the moment you use a rune, that individual rune has a cooldown of a fairly long amount of time, and then it comes back. Huh. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the rhythm of the game. Admittedly, to some extent, you can kind of just watch for which icons are highlighted at a given moment, meaning that you have the requirements for them, and just kind of choose well. To the victor goes the glory, Death Knight. Well done. The Lich King looks favorably upon you on this day. I already knew that. Have you heard every other talk I've had? People are like really into me for some reason. Hey, put that necklace on. And this guy. Removes all movement impairing effects and all effects which cause loss of control of your character. That's good to have lying around. I got 2 anti-impairment abilities already. So cool. Also, let's put this... There we go. Put my Hearthstone on there, so I can use that, even though not hyper useful in the starting areas usually. This looks safe. Whee! Oh, he makes sad dog noises even when he's a badass necromancer death metal guy. Hey, human, die. I like the part where he screams. He screamed good. How does it feel to be loot? I've got to pick up 15 Saronite arrows. That's really funny to me. Oh yeah, let's do this. Get over here. That's fun. The captain. Oh, he's been grabbed. He's been grabbed up by the other guys. Get over here. It has a long cooldown. It's like 30 seconds, I think. 25 seconds. So I can't start every fight with it. At least not now, because right now the fights are so short. Hey you, get over here. Oh, these guys are way weaker than the Death Knight things I was fighting earlier. Ah, oh. I guess since these guys stick around so much, I don't need to keep that in my hotkey range. Like I can make that more of a click. Pretty much like 1 through 5 or 6 is my comfortable like finger reach. Everything else is like everything on the far right is more like something I'd probably be clicking on in most situations, rather than manually, rather than hitting the hotkey of. And so stuff that I'm never gonna press that often is really good candidates for that. It's interesting having 2 completely different resources to spend. Like these don't cost any runes; they just cost runic power. Like I can completely separately do those. Goodbye. That was a Scarlet Crusader? Really? They're called peasants. But that was apparently a Scarlet Crusader that counted towards this Crusader count, not the Innocence count. I guess even though they are just chopping wood, they're still counted among the soldier group. So now let's go kill their poor little citizens and their horsies. Hooray. Hello. Horseback combat, let's do this. Oh, that horse is mad at me. Okay, this guy's actually a little tougher. I should probably be a little worried about that. I might die. This is not good news. Okay, that's pretty bad news for me. Okay, I'm just gonna press all the buttons. Okay, I'm dead. I died. Turns out that guy is not yet your time, champion. Rise, rise and fight once more. Yeah, it was mistakes were made. Turns out that guy is tough. Get my summon back out here. Hey, buddy. Oh, look at him crawl on the ground. That's neat. Come here, though. Your corpse chomp. Do I get to name him something cooler than corpse chomp? I don't know. Oh, there's a quest over here. Is that one of the arrows? Oh, they're... I have not seen a lot of those yet. I'm a little worried about that. How rare are they? The purple one's the one I need to watch out for. Oh, that guy just picked it up. Wow. This is really embarrassing, guys. He's evade glitched. Okay. I was gonna say, like, 3 Death Knight initiates can't take that down to one poor civilian? What's happening here? But it's, he's evade glitched. To this day, still happens in this game, even after all these years. And it's been a lot of years. Oh, they go down quick. Surrender, friendo. I'm just here for the arrows. Yeah, those are still Scarlet Crusaders. They don't count. Gotta just beeline for the arrows, which are more spread out than I would hope. Oh, there's the quest. Atop the mailbox are several illegible letters and scrolls. Useless? Perhaps you should check inside. Turning the other cheek. Give to the church and the light will provide what? And the topic of indulgence is a different one, but there's a lot going on here. Wait, what? The topic of indulgence is a difficult one, but at times in our lives it becomes a necessary evil, a lapse in judgment, a harsh word too quickly spoken, a punch or kick thrown in anger. All these things are failings of mortal men, and the church must acknowledge that. However, such acknowledgement does not come without a price. For sins of harsh words, a mere handful of silver will cleanse the soul. For sins of physical force, a handful of gold will expurgate the failings of mortal flesh. For those other sins, a full confession and a more generous contribution will be necessary. Punch the face, groin, or chest. They have prices. There's prices for the sins. Goodbye, civilian. That's bizarre. Oh, there we go. Dancel Adams, to General High Abendis, New Avalon Scarlet Lands. I hope this letter finds you in good health. My name is Dancel Adams, hunter by trade, Scarlet Crusader by blood. I am writing this letter to inform you that I have witnessed a miracle. During a routine purging of heathens in the scourge-infested Plaguewood, my party and I were interrupted by a deafening screech coming from the sky. When we looked at the heavens, towards Naxxramas, our jaws dropped to the floor. I tell you this now, High General, 'twas a sight not to be believed. The dread citadel was moving, slowly at first, and then with a thunderous roar. Poof! It was gone. That's right, High General. Naxxramas is gone. No more. Could it be anything other than a miracle of the light? I say not. May it be that the impure, unkempt barbarians are judged and sentenced next. Praise be the light. Please let our brothers and sisters know of this miracle, High General. May the light preserve you for all eternity, so that you may spread the good word until the end of days. Respectfully, D. Adams, the Closer. Is there a quest here, or is it just an exclamation point to let me call my attention to it, and that's it? I think that might be it. Oh well. Oh, this person's under the arrow. That's great. Die. I got the assist. That's a fun detail, them being stuck under the arrow, and you can still get the kill. Oh, that's a lot of arrows in this pumpkin patch. Alright. And big old bloodhounds around here.
It's too far away.
Come and get him. Am I crazy, or are none of the people around me using their summons? That's weird, right? Is there a downside to using the summon? Like, I assume there's literally no downside. He's just a guy that goes around and helps you fight things. Maybe people just don't read their skill bars that they started with when they made their character? Like, I didn't have to specialize into this guy or pick a talent or anything. But I think every death that I've seen so far does not have a summon with them. Or are summons like not rendered in other people's games for some reason? Because that'd be weird. It'd be really weird if nobody could see my summon. Oh, that guy's got one. Someone's not crazy. I would not be surprised if people make new characters and just go 1 2 1 2 1 2. This should work, right? And just mash the numbers. Because it probably would work. I mean, it has historically in most of the vanilla content in particular. It used to be really... Leveling used to be relatively challenging. Oh, I got hit by the arrow. That's great. That's great. Leveling used to be relatively challenging. Nowadays, you just walk into a fight and you face roll on the numbers a little bit, and the enemies just kind of melt. Like, they do not stand a chance usually. Howdy. Bad news for you, sorry. Now you get to both die, hooray. Thanks for joining in there. Hey, you. They're having a good time. This is where to wait. You just guard the actual place they're trying to go to. What? I'm not out of range. Get out of here. Wow, they really scream too. Oh, this is fun. This guy's very angry. Oopsie. Oh, look at him puffing himself up, literally, like a pufferfish expanding in size, because that's a well-known human trait, is that you can just grow when you're angry. Like in Dark Souls or Dragon Ball Z. You just scream, absorb souls or whatever, and then you just grow in power and stature, just on the fly. Backflip. I'm a little surprised by the robe. That's been surprising me. This is plate? Are you sure? This is plate armor? Boy, have definitions of words changed a lot while I've been gone. I'm surprised that they're all roby for with Death Knights. I always assumed like heavy metal armor, which I think is how they're usually rendered, but I guess the starting one, their initiate starting armor, is all roby. The Lich King keeps just whispering to me over and over again.
Kill them. Kill them all.
Hey you, you're mine now. Excuse me. Where do I steal them to? I assume I just take it all the way back, right? Like, they asked me to steal them, so I guess I just take the horse over there. Ooh, speed boost. It delivers the horse to Salinar. That's how I turn it in. I see why they did this. It gives you a speed boost. You get to ride a horse back when you're done with your quests. Also, I definitely remember where Salinar was. Was this one Salinar? It's Valinar. Wow, how could you ever mix those two up? With their identical goddamn names. You wanted me to get the arrows. I can't do that right now. I have to find Salinar. Alright, Salinar, the horseman. There we go. There you go. That's how... It's just that easy to steal the horse. Now for the true test. Oh my god. Okay. He just got banished to the Shadow Realm, literally. Now for the true test. Can you show mastery over an unbound charger and brutally overtake the thing you desire most? Into the Realm of Shadows. The horse you stole has been taken to the Realm of Shadows. It is there. Oh, am I gonna get my... Oh, is that gonna become my mount? In, like, skeleton mode? It is there that my Dark Rider will slay the beast and raise it as a deathcharger. Do you think yourself brave enough to enter the Realm of Shadows in pursuit of the deathcharger? If you accept, I will transport you to the Shadow World. Once there, seek out a Dark Rider in the open field south of us. To emerge victorious, you must slay him. You son of a bitch. Overtake his deathcharger and return to Death's Breach. Issue the horseman's call should you succeed. Let's do this. The horseman's challenge. Alright, let's see this. Let's see how this goes. Woohoo! Ow! It's fine. It's fine. Okay, health regen's not as fast as I thought it might be, but it'll be fine. My weapon sometimes heals me. That'll make up for it. These are the Dark Riders of Icarus. Shadowy Tormentor. Hello. So my goal was to slay the Dark Rider of Icarus and take his Deathcharger. Just any of them? I guess so. This one's running around in circles, all high and mighty. Let's fix that. You. I can't get over here, a horse. I guess I should expect that. Mine. Oh, I forgot to loot him. Oh well. Horseman's Call. You must be in Death's Breach. That's upstairs, right? Yeah, return the Deathcharger to Death's Breach and call forth Salinar the Horseman. There we go. Look at you. You're not a skeleton horse, are you? You're just kind of a dark horse with horns? Or is that a... Do you have horns now, or did they just put a thing on you? Impressive, Death Knight. Return to me in the world of the living for your reward. Yeah, how do I get back? Okay, there we go. Also, I don't need no mount. I got this one. Bam! It's the whole fun of, that's part of the fun of being a Worgen, is the get on all fours button. We will take everything from them, Death Knight. You have succeeded where most initiates failed, Bone Mane. For that, you will be rewarded handsomely. Get my Deathcharger. Boom. Add that to the pile, I guess. Icarus Deathcharger. There we go. I guess I could have mapped this until then, huh? I could have mapped that as my mount button for the bit. What speed am I moving at? 100%. I mean, he is neat, but running around on all fours for full speed is kind of hilarious to me. And also looks threatening to see this thing running around at full speed. I like that. I forgot that I just had that already. And it also was already, like, crazy, like, level 60 mounts. Well, it used to be level 60. It used to be you moved a bit faster at level 40, and then at 100% increased speed at level 60. And now I already have it at level 55 as a racial passive. Because they moved all the numbers. Now you get your first horse at 20 instead of 40 and stuff like that. If chaos drives, let suffering hold the reins. Do you feel it, Bone Mane? That sensation is raw power coursing through your body. Such a thing cannot exist for mortals. The front lines are now dismantled. The Geist will finish the job and prepare the grounds for Razuvius. We turn our attention now to more tactical targets.
We will have our revenge.
Just jam that in there. There we go. Just gradually getting better gear. Now we need to tonight we dine in Havenshire. Let's tell them I have those arrows for them. The trajectories they were firing at would have most of the arrows land at or near the Havenshire farm south of us. Well done, Death Knight. You feed the Scourge war machine with your deeds. Your rewards as promised. I don't really care about elemental resistance that strongly right now. Let's go for the one that has the highest crit. I've leveled up, and I've got a glowing purple cape now. It's a little silly looking. I have a talent point. Oh, hey. Oh, you get them a level. Interesting. 56, 57, and 58. So you get one talent point every time you level up during this intro area. Because the intro area... Right, because we start at level 50 and we go from 50 to 60. So they had to give us each of the talent points we would normally have on the course to 60, which is like every 15 levels. Infected Claws. Your ghoul's claw attack has a 30% chance to cause a festering wound on target. Ooh, that's this one, right? Yeah. Letting me do more Scourge Strikes for cheaper. That would be good. A 30% chance, that's a lot. Or is Claw a special move? It is a special move. All will serve. Your Raised Dead spell summons an additional skeletal minion. Ooh. I do want more summoned. That's fun. Clawing Shadows, a new attack that deals 138 shadow damage and causes one festering wound to burst. And has a 30-yard range instead of being a melee skill. But also costs 1 rune. Interesting, so there's a ranged version of that skill. I want more summons. I'm gonna, for now, at least. That's fun. I like that idea. Yes! Ooh, he's a skeleton. It's variety. Yay! I like having a little horde of summons around me. They just added this. I don't know if this is new or not for Death Knights. I have no idea. But for Beastmaster hunters, which as you would have seen if you were watching my other series that's going on right now. Oh wait, no, you won't see that yet. That'll go up later this week after I'm done with this initial burst of Battle for Azeroth videos. I'm doing this Battle for Azeroth videos because, you know, it's brand new, but I have already recorded another recording with Nick and Marty. That'll go up in like this, in the gap between them or something. Beastmaster hunters also can summon 2 pets now, and that's neat. I don't think they nerfed the hell out of it, so it's not actually that big of an actual boost for you, but it's cool. And that's half the reason I do things in games like this, right? Gothic the Harvester. Chaos, Bone Mane. The Crusade is in a frenzy. They have diverted all forces outside of New Avalon to set up a blockade at Light's Point, east of here. They are desperately trying to strip the Havenshire mine of all resources and load the cargo aboard the frigates they have docked on the coast. Let's stir things up a bit, shall we? Gothic the Harvester, Grand Necromancer of the Lich King, has graced us with his presence. He has a gift he'd like to bestow upon the Scarlet Crusade. Seek him out.
Another time.
Right over here. Oh, it's this guy. Is he a Draenei? What are you? He's just another human with a giant beard.
Something.
You have fought hard to invade the realm of the Harvester. Wait. Gothic looks at his notes. My apologies, Worgen. Old habits die hard. Ballard sent you then. I trust you are somewhat competent. I do have a gift for the Scarlet Dogs. One that is sure to speed up their work in the mines. I assume whatever just happened there was a joke, like a reference, well, it obviously was a joke, but I mean, I assume it was a reference to either Warcraft 3 or maybe this guy was an NPC in a previous context in World of Warcraft before now or something that I don't remember, or maybe never encountered. The gift that keeps on giving. I have come from the frozen heart of Naxxramas to feed on souls and deliver a vicious thrashing upon our sworn enemies. And I'm all out of souls, alright? We're doing Evil Dead references now. This device I am about to give to you is a portable plague spreader. Take it east to the Havenshire mines and unleash it near the Scarlet miners working inside. Use it to turn the miners into ghouls, and return to me when you have a small army at your side. I have saved a special place for them in the vacuum cleaner of souls. In the vacuum cleaner of souls? What are you talking about? That's the strangest. Okay. Over here to the mines. Hey, what time is it? Oh, at the time of day it is right now for me. The expansion just launched an hour ago. No server hiccups or anything. Nothing freaked out. I just casually played through it, and nothing really happened. Our time for playing it today. I'm not holding anyone back or delaying anything. Our time for playing today is not in sync with when this expansion comes out. We're going to be playing much later tonight for the group. This is interesting. My new summon does different things. And my first summon's a melee user. This guy's an archer. Nice little bit of variety for my swarm. My horde. Job's done. More work. Ooh, they're joining my crew. That's fun. Can I do for one? Oh, that guy's on the margin. Hey, get out of here. Is that the ghost of the guy I just killed? He's like, I'm mad at you for murdering me. I mean, that's fair, to be fair, but it's a little funny just to have them show up. Oh yeah, there he is. I need a target. That's a cool voice. That's a pretty cool voice. I've been playing as a gnome lately. We're like, I'm all out of energy. Sorry, bud. I need someone to attack. Or like some silly dialogue, and this guy's like hyper voice amplified and crazy. How many do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But one of those is mine. So I need to make another one. Like that guy. Got a lot of helpers here. I'm back down to 5 again? Am I miscounting them? 1, 2, 3, 4 Scarlet Ghouls. And a partridge and a... Did that guy just run down here and kill one of them? Oh, that's a Deathstalker initiate guy. Okay. God damn. They just melt now. I guess I'll just head up there and see what the game gives me for my progress. Yeah, there's Death Knight initiates just running down here and just smiting a dude and running back out. And they're still trying to work? I'm kind of shocked they're even trying to work at this point. This seems like a bad call. Here's your ghouls. That's what I thought. Huh. Something bad happening over there? Oh, they're all being thrown to work. Don't mind for them, mind for us. So I think what happens is I have too many summons, and so it breaks the quest. I have too many summons for them to let me continue. It's like I have to get more summons. I would have had to disband my summon if I want more progress. Or, oh wait, is it when they turn into a ghost? Do they not? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe every time they turn into a ghost, I wasn't getting another one. That might have been it. Floppy! Wow, they just exclusively communicate in movie references, those guys at Blizzard, huh? Gothic the Harvester says it puts the ghoul in the pit or else it gets the lash. Like we're doing Hannibal references? Is that what we're going for now? Alright. Sure. You, leave me alone. I'm not here for you. I'm here to put the ghoul in the pit. Or else I get the lash. No, did I lose him? Crap, that's what I get, huh? I'm in combat still. Oh, is he still alive down there? I gotta get back. Click these buttons. One of them made me go faster. That one did. The charm just makes me not get lost. No. He died. Damn it. Oh wait, is that him? No, that's not him. Damn it. I fucked up. Hey you. I like that it makes the dismounting thing. Maybe that'll turn him into... Yeah, he's a ghoul. There we go. I messed that up. Yeah, I let an enemy aggro on him and he got defeated, so I didn't actually progress. Whoops. Didn't think they'd be so attracted to attacking my ads, but it's probably because the ad attacked back and I ran away, so my bad. Oh, look at how fast they're going. I think I would almost always rather be in werewolf sprinting mode than actually use a mount. The problem is I can't be mounted. I can't fly like this. That'd be impressive.
I will listen for now.
They now know that the mines are no longer safe. They will double their efforts in retreating, leaving their backs open to us. Only the Scarlet forces at New Avalon and Light's Point challenge us. The time to attack the Scarlet Fleet at Light's Point has come. The diversion at the mine has caused chaos amidst their ranks. They are frantically working to clear the area and return to their ships. The time is ripe. Prince Valinar is seizing this opportunity to finish off the Scarlet Fleet. Report to them at once.
We will ravage this land.
I think things are gonna get serious. Ooh, another trinket. Which I don't even have another trinket right now, so we're good. Melee attacks will reduce you, which reduce you below 35% health, cause you to gain a bunch of parry. So if I take a bunch of damage, I'll suddenly be better at parrying for a bit, which is handy. I'll take that. Back from a break because I've already been going for like 90 minutes. Oh crap! This might be like a 3-hour thing or something. I was not fully anticipating that, but you know, it's fine. It's just, man, is my daily production schedule screwed when I do 3-hour videos and then have to start my 3 hours of normal videos. Aha!
We press on.
An attack of opportunity. You have served us well, Death Knight. Few of your brethren have survived our initial attack upon the Scarlet Interlopers. You remain as one of the strongest. East of us, past of the Havenshire mine, is the coast, called Light's Point by the Scarlet Crusade. 1,000 soldiers stand between us and their ships. Insurmountable? Hardly the point. In their haste, the Crusade will make one fatal error, forgetting to check the mine cars. You are to return to Havenshire Mine, east of here, and locate the mine car that my minions have planted near the outhouse. Climb inside the mine car, and a Scarlet Miner will unwittingly see to it that you are placed safely behind enemy lines. Once aboard one of their ships, use the cannons against them, slaughter them all. Call the Scourge Griffin from the cannon when you are ready to return. slaughter 100 Scarlet Defenders? Damn. This will be interesting. Oh, I also got 2 new skills, by the way. That happened when I leveled up, I guess, which is a little bit ago. That's when I got these 2, actually. We have Death and Decay, corrupts the targeted ground, causing a bunch of damage over time within that area. While you remain within the area, the Scourge Strike will hit all enemies near your target. That's the AoE one. Ooh, so you detonate somebody's festering wound, and this will now make it an AoE. So you're doing a bunch of damage all over the screen. I had to look into, like, is there a way to disable these? I don't like that there's like a whole notification every time someone logs on, but I don't know how to get rid of it short of deleting my friends, like everyone. And this shackles the target with frozen chains, reducing movement speed for 70%. Alright. This is actual attack to link into my other groups, my other moves. That's the get over here, and that's a slow. Or, no, it's a root. No, it's a slow. Let's go get into a... Yep, there, I can see it glowing from all the way over here. I could not fit in that. What, that one's even smaller, I think, maybe. It's hard to tell. Where'd this come from? I better get this down to the ships before the foreman sees it. More work. Ready for work. Howdy, y'alls. I've activated the health bars. I guess that's fine. Let's do it on during combat. This is combat? Oh well. Whoa, look at these graphics. This sure looks like a zone that existed almost a decade ago. Wow. It's amazing that because WoW is so old, but they keep making more of it constantly, that the graphical fidelity of each zone or character model can just be all over the place. They have surely not revised this zone since it was first made. Look how many health bars there are. I'm gonna kill all of them. Let's get rid of the health bars, it's too many. Ready for work. I've got bad news for you, sir. I'll just leave it here, and nobody will be the wiser. And then he dies horribly. Ooh. Ooh, I get to use this? Yay! That's a local thing? Oh, I can aim it. How do I... There we go. Ooh boy, you having a good time? I can just make them not be able to reach me. Haha! I'm a genius. Also, I can attack really quickly with this, actually. Holy crap, they have good guns. Kudos to the Scarlet Defenders for having the coolest super cannons ever, apparently. God damn. These are impossibly strong. Get out of here. You just shoot one a lot and then press 2 and you're done. Oh, Skeletal Griffin escape. There it is. Alright. And it's a good thing all those people with guns aren't noticing and shooting me right now. Seriously. I mean, you could at least not immediately respawn them. It really makes it feel like I didn't actually accomplish anything, even though I killed like 200 of them. They're just all back already before I even leave. And you might think, but Keith, you complain all the time about how, like, if you do something, it goes away for a long time, and how if that fucks up multiplayer, and it's very frustrating, and it gets in the way of all the MMO parts of the game. But that's the whole point of sharding and stuff like that. Like, stuff like that, you could leave, like, leave it so that on my screen it still looks like I did something, even though other people can still play that zone. Like, and it's very situational from quest to quest, how to handle each one, but, like, you know, attention to detail. And frankly, Blizzard can do it. They're incredibly successful and massive, and every game they ever make is, like, the most high-selling game ever made. Like, I think Diablo 3 still is the... I don't know. Could be wrong now with PUBG and stuff like that, but, like, I think Diablo 3 might still be the top-selling PC game of all time. And of course, this is the top MMO and stuff. Like they could do little stuff like that. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying that they could do it. The entire Scarlet Fleet wiped out in a matter of minutes. I will receive a commendation from the Lich King for this. All that remains of the Scarlet Crusade now are the denizens of New Avalon. Except for the part where they were all clearly still alive. I'll set the fire starters and necromancers upon Havenshire immediately. You will carry my report to the High Lord. Prince Valinar hands you a sealed scroll. This is the full report of our victory at Death's Breach. You are to deliver this to High Lord Mograine inside Icarus. I have made sure to include your heroics in the report. Mograine will undoubtedly reward you greatly for this victory, Bonemane. Go now.
We are done.
He'll give you pants as a reward. It's weird, right? Like, thank you for delivering this letter. Here are some pants. I tried to think about the quest rewards too actively. Am I wrong about this? Oh, thought that was a teleporter. Guess not. Guess not. You guys. Take me. You take me back upstairs, right? Not to some other weird place? I didn't actually check, but I just... Okay, we're good, yeah. Look at that thing. They're like, Noxramas is gone, it's a miracle. It's like, no. No, dude. Noxramas has figured out how to move, which is way worse news.
His eyes are upon you at all times.
I was certain you wouldn't make it back here in one piece, Death Knight. Perhaps there is more to you than I first surmised. The entire Scarlet Fleet? Such power, Bonemane. I have not seen such a display of dominion in years, since my father wielded... It's not important. Yes, your commendation, lest I forget. Pants. The will of the Lich King. It is the will of the Lich King that drives us onward, Bonemane. None are more aware of this than Death Knights. Our very existence is intrinsically tied to his consciousness. Surely you have heard him speak to you, invading your thoughts. Can you hear him now? Perhaps it is too early for you. Yes, my lord, it will be done. Bonemane, you are to return to Death's Breach and report to Prince Valinar. The Lich King commands it.
By his command.
So he doesn't expect me to be able to already hear the Lich King. That's interesting. That means it's a surprise that I'm so powerful already that I've been able to hear the Lich King since the first quest, basically, like immediately. Why are these? Are those shining because they're new and I haven't used them yet? No, because that one was just Death Grip. That one doesn't matter. And phoom. Is there a vendor around here so I can sell off my used items and stuff? The will of the Lich King. Havenshire is ours. 1,000 corpses litter the ground, patiently awaiting rebirth. We strike now at our enemy with the awakened strength of the Scourge. The ghouls have already begun their assault upon New Avalon. Our forces have moved in behind them and taken the Crypt of Remembrance. The attacks upon the gates of the last Scarlet Bastion have begun. Our ghouls are wearing the Crusade's front lines down, while we labor to fortify our new forward base, the Crypt of Remembrance. Venture south to the crypt, which borders New Avalon, and report to my dear brother, Prince Keleseth. He will be expecting you. Prepare yourself, Bonemane, for you are about to witness the next stage of Scourge warfare. Domination. Ride now, Death Knight.
There's work to be done.
I don't need to ride, I'm a worgen. I'm too cool for horses. Woo! This is not a good idea, generally speaking, on my life. Oof, that's a bad, sad dog sound. I'm surprised he still makes sad dog sounds when he's like a crazy Death Knight, necromancer, metal as fuck dude. Doesn't even sound filtered, it just sounds like, ow. It's like this big badass character stubs his toe or something. How did you build that so quickly? That's impressive. Also, instead of all the dogs, there's just hellhounds everywhere. Oh no, not the plague bringer. Huh? It might look like an ordinary pumpkin patch now, but once the plague cauldron is placed, it will become a source of disease, rot, and plague. The plague bringer's request. Look at this pumpkin patch. Notice anything missing? Of course you don't, because you're a moron. Your brain was probably the first thing to die. I have been commanded to put together a plague cauldron. You will help me. Directly inside the gate of New Avalon is the inn. Enter the inn and steal an empty cauldron. Then go to the forge. Also, near the gate, and steal some iron chains. Bring those back to me along with 10 Crusader skulls. Do I need to tell you where to get those too?
Leave me be.
We don't already have pots? We don't have cauldrons and chains in the Naxxramas looking thing up there? I don't think that's actually Nox at all. I never did Naxxramas. I was not a vanilla WoW raider. I hit max level in time, but everyone was like, "No, go away." It felt a lot like graduating college, where at first it's like, "Oh, cool, I've got a college degree. Now people will hire me, right?" Then you get to the high level in vanilla WoW, and everyone's like, "You have raiding experience, right? We only want people that already have experience." And I'm like, "God damn it!" Everywhere I went, everyone just wanted me to already know how to raid. I'm like, "Well, shit." I probably could have lied, but I didn't. But then right when Burning Crusade was going to come out, for the last month, no one cared about raiding because they were like, well, our gear's going to get replaced anyway, who gives a shit? We've already beaten these things, why bother anymore? So everyone was stopping. And so, to fill their raids, for the people that still wanted to do it, they would just let anyone in at that point. That was your chance to get in, is that you just hop in on these raids, and they'd let all the noobs in, and they'd do the easier ones, like Molten Core or something, and a bunch of noobs that were in there. So I did get to do Molten Core, and I think I got to do Onyxia in vanilla, because in the last weeks before Burning Crusade came out, they didn't have anyone to fill out their 40-man raid, which was a lot of people to get. I do kind of miss the scale of that a little bit. It was just kind of cool, just how absurdly, there was just an absurdly large number of people. 25 is still a lot of people to manage, though. And being a class leader feels like having a job. That's what I had to deal with for a while. I don't like telling people what to do. That was not the best. But it was Rogue, which is a very easy class to lead. So complicated. And I was always top DPS. One of my main jobs for a while was just organizing things so that my rogues could get their gear. Because they'd only want to take like one rogue. They'd only want to take one rogue into each run of Karazhan. And I'm like, well, I mean, we need different gear though and stuff to get our best in-slot stuff for that thing. So what I did is I made a spreadsheet of all the target gear that the rogues would want from that raid amongst my entire guild, and we filled that in to see what people had so far. And then I would factor in I would just figure out who needed the gear the most from the first half of the run versus the second half of the run, because Karazhan has a back door, and so halfway through the run you could sub out people in your raid. And so that my innovation, I guess, was that I would whoever needed the gear from the first half of the run the most would go in, and then halfway through the raid they would sub out with somebody who needed the gear for the second half of the run, increasing the overall percentage chance that a rogue would get the correct drops from the RNG and so on, improving the quality of the guild as a whole, presumably. As far as I can tell, I was the only person that liked my idea, and everyone else just found it annoying. When, as far as I can tell, it's basically genius, and solves several problems at once, and is only an improvement on the situation. But people suck. They never convinced me I was wrong on any level. They just didn't like it. Probably because complications, or a new thing to do, or not just normal raiding, or people being told they don't get to do half of a raid, which, I mean, it's that or not doing the raid at all. We kind of just had the one raid per week at our guild size. Noth, where is Hagen? That no good kiss up is probably practicing ballet in his chambers. You've gathered the materials I requested. Perfect. Now give me a moment to get things set up. Whoa, that was fast. That was impressive. And this is a waste piece. Looking a little different over time. The cauldron is ready to begin spewing its foul corruption across the land. Now, Death Knight, a brief lesson in plague cauldrons. The gas the cauldron emits is deadly to the living, but empowers Scourge. As with all Scourge creations, it feeds off death and grows stronger the longer it feeds. Take these Crusader skulls and drop them into the cauldron. You'll be quite happy with the results.
Leave me be.
The plague cauldron jumps to life when the skulls are placed inside. After a few seconds, some vials of dark liquid float to the top. Getting more experience. The plague cauldron bubbles and churns its toxic brew, spewing a thick gas all around. Do you have more Crusader skulls to place inside? Maybe in the future, apparently. That's the thing we're going to be doing. Okay. Sort. I need to deal with all the garbage in my inventory. Well now. So get more skulls and good things happen, or bad things happen. You know, perspective. Not really what I'm here for, though. It trips me out when it says interrupted, but it's not interrupted because I totally pulled it off. These look like the things that were going to attack me in the other place. I totally killed a horse to then not use it because I'm like, no, I'm a worgen, shut up.
What?
Hail, Death Knight. I am the Blood Lord Kelseth, ruler of the southeastern reaches of Northrend. The Lich King has sought to utilize my talents in ending this mortal affront to the Scourge. As with all things the Lich King asks of me, I am happy to oblige. Of course, a sea of endless souls to sate my thirst certainly sweeten the deal, don't you think? Nothing less than total annihilation will suffice, Bone Mage. To that end, a few hundred mindless ghouls assaulting the front gates of New Avalon will not do. We must infiltrate the inner sanctum and dispose of their officials. They must be shown that no one can escape the Scourge's grasp. Make your way to the New Avalon Town Hall, southwest of here, and assassinate the mayor. Search the buildings for the New Avalon registry and bring it to me.
Leave me be.
It's hard to shake the feeling that this would have all been faster if I just ran in and killed everyone in the entire town. Like all this planning when I'm like, I can probably take him, it's fine. Most humans would have fled the moment a Scourge necropolis took up residence in their airspace, not the Scarlet Crusade. I must confess I rather enjoy our exchanges with the Crusade. Through the years, Scourge battles against them have resulted in several of the most tragic events in human history. Yet here we stand, again, locked in battle. We shan't deny them the pleasure of eternal servitude to the Lich King. Either enter New Avalon and fulfill their death wish, leave no survivors. We're gonna kill so many things, so many things. This will be faster with teammates. So kill 10 soldiers, 15 civilians, citizens, and kill Mayor Quimby and take his shit. The game seems to be saying I should just imagine this is more climactic than it is. Hundreds of ghouls. I walk in, there's like 5 ghouls fighting 2 guards. I'm like, this is a weird visual. Hey, buddy. Bad news for you. Got him. I healed 7% of my health. Use that very occasionally. We wouldn't want to run out of hit points, now would we? They're so nice to group up for me. There we go. All dead. That's 3 for 1. Kind of. There's quite a cooldown on this thing. Why, that looks like Town Hall. Is Mayor Quimby home? Would he like to come out and play? That's a... Oh, there's so many citizens to murder. Just in large groups. We'll get to that in a moment. Hello, Mayor. How do you do? You gonna fight me? Is that what we're gonna do? That seems like a good plan. You should do that. Is that everything you hoped it would be? I ripped out his skull. I'm looting so many Crusader skulls. It's actually really impressive. Like, I am just ripping people's heads out. That's hard to do. Remove the skull from the inside of someone's head. Let's get some nice AoE going on with this group of civilians here. This should be satisfying. Howdy, everyone. There's some AoE. Oh, yes. Oh, there's some AoE. That's great. Wow, all this screaming and no one's coming to help. You guys should really send a letter to Mayor Quimby and complain. I like how that one guy is feared. He's the only one to be feared out of all these groups. Everyone else is just standing still for not fear reasons. And this really makes you some quick progress. That guy keeps running away. Heh. No, you don't get to make that sound. You don't get to make that sound like there's as if there's a large crowd of people running around. There's only one. I can see. I killed everyone else. They're making the sounds like a whole crowd was running around, scared. I'm like, Don't trick him. You're not tricking me. Just 4 to go. Good sermon. What are those guys doing? They're just running back and forth between 2 trees? What the hell? It looks like a reference to like Age of Empires and other RTSs that have like patrols. I don't remember if patrols were a thing in Warcraft. They probably were. The thing where you just make a big old group of people and you tell them to patrol back and forth over and over again between 2 points like lunatics. Oh right, they were probably a thing in Warcraft because I'm pretty sure I used that. I'm pretty sure I used that mechanically during my playthrough of StarCraft 2 on this channel. I use patrols when I want characters to stay in one particular location and guard that location, which I imagine that's like a whole thing that like real RTS players that do micro don't do because they would manually control the enemies, their units during all combat. But for me, when I wanted to set up a defensive position, I just take a big old mob of units of various types, and I just have them patrol back and forth a little bit. Sometimes even a really tiny area, like 10 feet. Just because the way the AI works in most RTSs that have patrol, I think, is that if a unit's standing still and an enemy aggroes them, the unit will often chase that enemy, at least for a little bit, in order to physically, like, fight it. And if that keeps happening over multiple attacks, you'll find that your fleet, your group of units you're using defensively will, like, kind of wander off gradually and fall and lose formation. But if you have them patrol back and forth, then the moment the fight ends, they go back to going between the 2 patrol points over and over again. So it's just better for controlling them when you're somebody who wants to kind of set it and forget it with their defensive perimeter.
Yes.
There is nowhere to run. The registry will tell us many things about the scarlet insects. Death rates, births, but most importantly, movement. Look here, Bone Mane. They have already sent 3 vessels abroad. Let me see here. Where were they headed? What? This is impossible. They sail to Northrend. Beside the coordinates are the words Crimson Dawn. In my travels across this world, I have made several interesting discoveries. For instance, did you know that with the proper amount of encouragement, one can extract all of the truths that a man dares hide? As luck would have it, I happen to have some encouragement on hand. Kelseth pulls something out of an ornate jeweled box. These are my persuaders. Equip them and take them to the field, Death Knight. Apply the pointy ends to the soldiers of the new Avalon. Discover the truth about this Crimson Dawn. What is that guy doing? Oh, that's a merchant. Are you supposed to be facing this direction? Because you're like phasing through the wall right now. It's a really strange sight. Get rid of all these items. These are all my greens I'm done with. Noth's Brew. Ooh, it gives you runic power. That's kind of neat. That's a lot of Crusader skulls I've got there. Right. You were quite effective with that blade, Bone Mane. Perhaps Lich King permitting, you would be interested in becoming one of my minions? Stratham was looking for a new mayor. Yes. Get these filthy greens off of me. Kelseth's Persuader. 30 to 50. Lower DPS, but it has attempts to persuade the recipient of the strike to talk. Highly effective. That's funny. I'm really just gonna come in here and hit people with it, right? That's about it. And then somebody will be like, ah, sorry, stop, I'll tell you everything. I'm a coward. We're like religious zealots of whatever, but hey, I'm the one coward. You found me. What a coincidence. Hello, friendo. You're not welcome to these lands, monster. Tell me what you know about the Crimson Dawn. You'll get nothing. And like it. Why would I like it? That doesn't even make sense. Oh well. I'll take your skull now. It's fun. Hello, friend. Welcome to me. I don't think that revealed anything. Oh well. I should probably pay closer attention to the dialogue. I actually missed it that time. What is the Crimson Dawn? Ah, you burned my last good tabard. Alright. And pull.
I can't attack that.
I'll tell you everything. Stop, please. There we go. We have only been told the Crimson Dawn is awakening. You see, I lost it. The light speaks to the High General. It is the light that guides us. Oh, God, that moves too fast for anyone to read. And it's overlapping itself and becoming chaotic. The movement was set in motion before you came. We do as we are told. It is what must be done. I know very little else. The High General chooses who may go and who must stay behind. There's nothing else. You must believe me. Lies. The pain you are about to endure will be talked about for years to come. No, please. There's one more thing that I forgot to mention. A courier comes soon from Hearthglen. Wait, what? I killed them when they were saying that? That seems like a not smart thing to do. Unless they're just making things up, which they might just be making things up in order to, you know, avoid the torture, which, you know, as you do.
You need something?
An awakening. What nonsense do you speak, boy? What kind of fool would deliver their people into the very heart of the frozen wastes? Perhaps, though, the courier holds the answer. I have sent Orbaz, Thessarian, and Kultira behind enemy lines to search for the courier. They have set up a base of operations at the Scarlet Tavern, located at the southern end of New Avalon. The tavern is tucked away behind the two orchards, adjacent to the chapel of the Crimson Flame. You are to make your way to the tavern and report to Orbaz Bloodbane. He will update you on their situation. Report to Orbaz Bloodbane at the Scarlet Tavern in New Avalon. I don't know why that was the one time I read the objective, but there you go. I think that was Plague Bond? Yeah, it's the one that was replaceable. Get my actual weapon back on. So I guess the torturer they gave me must have been a runically inscribed weapon, because I need a runic sword to even be a Death Knight. And I was still Death Knighting, so I assumed that was a runic blade. I've got more skulls, so why not? Oh, it just gives you that item. I thought it gave you a buff, but it just gives you this guy. Which gives you, it heals you very little, actually. But it gives you 50 runic power, which is half your meter. Might as well have that on hand, I suppose. We're here to report to Orbaz Bloodbane. Bloodbane and Bonemane. I feel like Bonemane is completely sufficiently self-serious, but also silly and over the top as basically all the other names in this game. Especially if you're playing as anything vaguely evil or beastly. Or bestial. You still coming after me? Hi. You've chosen very poorly. There you go. Lots of Death Knights in here. You pointing at me? Up here, Bonemane, you weren't followed, were you? I was a little bit, and then they died when I killed them. The Thessarian.
You need something?
Looks like we'll let anyone into the Dark Order these days. When I was given the gift, things were much different. Much different. As to this courier. We haven't got a damned clue about when or where this courier is supposed to show up. None of these humans had an answer either. Pointing at the corpses. I did manage to beat something useful out of the last one. Inside Scarlet Hold, they keep a schedule of... This person just ran here. So much for the you weren't followed, were you? Are they gonna be okay? Alright, well. Get rid of this distraction. I did manage to beat something useful out of this last one. Inside Scarlet Hold, they keep a schedule of all patrol routes. I want you to break into the hold and steal the schedule. The hold is the largest building in the New Avalon. Northeast of here.
Ashes to ashes.
Brothers in death, breaking through the Scarlet Lines was no easy task. We suffered many casualties during the assault, and lost one of our best Death Knights, Kultira Deathweaver. I don't know whether he's dead or alive, but I'll be damned if we don't search for him. I last saw him being bound in irons and dragged away into the Scarlet Hold, northeast of here. Tear that, keep asunder, Death Knight. Find Kultira. Why don't you guys help? Why do you care, Thessarian? His weakness led to his capture. Only the strong should survive. Not to mention... What, Orbaz? That he's a blood elf? In life, we were hated enemies, this is true. But in death, we are the children of the damned, the orphaned sons and daughters of the Scourge. In death we are brothers. Hell with you, Thessarian. Good brotherhood right here you guys got. Interesting secondary detail, by the way. Just this idea that, like, racism exists inside of the Scourge. That in fact, the various members of this Order of Death Knights can be racist against each other still, based on whatever they were before. Don't tell them the Seventh-day Adventists are here. I want it to be a surprise. Oh god. Okay, time to start AoEing. This could go poorly. There we go. AoE solves all problems. Traveler's backpack. A 16-slot bag? What? Oh, I started off with 12-slot bags to begin with, too. These are really big bags for a starting character. But 16-slot bags are just dropping? That's awesome. Man, Traveler's backpack. That's like a vanilla item. There's so much new in this game that whenever I see something that's super old, I'm like, oh, look at that. Like, way back in Vanilla WoW, Traveler's Backpack was, I think, like, the one version you could get of, like, a 16-slot bag. So it was kind of a big deal, and was the kind of like the universal solution for that thing was you'd want to get you wanted to get your 4 Traveler's Backpacks so you could max out your inventory size, because I believe 16 was as big as you could get for a while there. I don't know if I'm going up or down. Let's go down. Yep.
I shall serve.
You were foolish to coming after me. I failed. I should have been left for dead. Now 2 of us might be killed. Nope, too badass. We are Death Knights of the Scourge. This flies in the face of the Dark Brotherhood's covenants. Thessarian, you blasted fool. What are they, like, into each other? What are they hinting at here? The alarms have been sounded. The High Inquisitor and his acolytes will be here soon. I'm too badly injured to be of much use, but I'll do what little I can to help. Slay the High Inquisitor and his cronies, tear off his head, and return with it to Thessarian. Vengeance will soothe his savage soul. One more thing, Bonemane. If you do manage to survive and make it back to Thessarian, tell him that they're executing prisoners at the chapel. Perhaps he'll send you there to play the hero once more.
Death alone cannot stop us.
Damn the Crusade, I think my ribs are broken and I might be bleeding internally. I need to get my rune blade and armor. Just need a little more time. So if I defend him, he'll be armored soon. I was gonna say, bleeding internally, do you guys even have... Do Death Knights need blood, specifically? I'm sure they can fall in battle one way or another due to body destruction, but I didn't expect that, like, blood would be important.
You need only ask. We do what the living cannot.
Oh, try to stay inside my anti-magic barrier. The acolytes may tear you apart.
We have died so that others may.
I'm still weak, but I think I can get my anti-magic barrier up. Stay inside or you'll be destroyed by their spells. Maintaining this barrier will require all of my concentration. Kill them all. There are more coming. Defend yourself. Don't fall out of the anti-magic field. I'll tear you apart without its protection. Man, these guys are not able to survive much, are they? Hey, you come over here. Come fight me inside the barrier. Wow, I can kill them at shocking ranges for considering everything. Oh yeah, Outbreak is a ranged spell. Right. We good yet? The High Inquisitor comes. Be ready, Death Knight. Do not let him draw you out. Oopsie. Shooting him with ranged spells. Haha. Kill them faster. I can't keep the barrier up. Well, you know what, buddy? It's hard work. Oopsie. Pressed the wrong buttons here. Probably should have been using the healing one more, honestly. The death of the High Inquisitor of New Avalon will not go unnoticed. We need to get out of here at once. Go, before more of them show up. I'll be fine on my own. Your High Inquisitor is nothing more than a pile of meat, Crusaders. There are none beyond the grasp of the Scourge. I'll be fine on my own, he says. Is that true, or is he gonna die? Is that glowing down there? Is that the meat? Oh, right. I have to get his head. There we go. Is he just gone now? Dude just pieced right out. Alright. Well, I need to still find their schedule, because there's a surprising amount of paperwork in the Scourge. We're the deadly plague that wipes out all of society, but also, you know, we want to know, like, what time to show up. And, like, whether it's, like, whether we're supposed to wear, like, full suit and jacket, or just, like, a bow tie. Like, we're all about schedule and regimens here in the Undead Scourge. What is that? Oh, that's the increased parry because I went low on health because I was doing a bad job. Hooray! This one damn house we see in every... This is the same building we see in every game. Hey there. Okay, I should... Do I have food? 150 hit points, get out of here. What is this joke? I don't think I have food. I think I kind of have to hang out if I want to heal. Still using a weapon that has a chance of healing me, right? Rune of the Fallen Crusader. Do I still have the same number of those? Yep. Yeah, 6% healing. I have to be honest, I have not been paying attention to see how often that's been happening. And I should have been. Hey, buddy! Hey! Oh, look at you! Oh, I remember when my guild leader looked like that. That's a nostalgic armor set for me. Now he's dead. Just like my guild leader. Got it. That's a cool paladin set though. That's probably my favorite paladin set ever. Possibly because it has like a Teen Titans Slade, or maybe even a bit of a Darth Revan hint to it. That mask with the hood over it. Now I just need to get my ass out of here. Yep, peace out. You can't catch me. The essay is to catch me. I love how fast he runs. He's got a big old gait, so it doesn't stand out as much, but this guy has a tiny little piddly walk, so when I make him run fast, he just looks like a lunatic. Was I shot by something? What was that? I don't know what that effect was. It looked like a priest using smite, or holy shock, or whatever the level 1 spell used to be. Hello, creepy portal. Oh, that takes us back to base. Tear the hold apart. The schedule's here. These worthless cretins have been busy. Northern patrol routes, southern patrol routes, western patrol routes, eastern patrol routes, but nothing about their couriers' routes. Wait a minute, what's this? Looks like a western patrol route coming out of the western Plaguelands. This patrol will pass through here today. I'm going to need time to plan.
Tomorrow.
Ding! That's a level. Why, yes, I do have unspent talent points.
You need something.
What of Koltira? I'll feed this monster's head to the ghouls. Did Koltira make it out? I'm certain he did. Those walls can't hold him. Time for payback. They're big old friends, huh? Yes, I'm almost out of greens. The cry for vengeance must be heard, Bonebane. Commander Plaguefist and a company of Death Knights are on their way to raise the chapel of this crimson flame. If there are any Death Knights imprisoned at the chapel, Plaguefist will get them out. You can still catch up to them if you hurry. The chapel's due west of here.
Another time.
Well, then we'll get busy. What are these new skills? Icebound Fortitude. Your blood freezes, granting immunity to stun effects. Oh, attackers coming my way. Immunity to stun effects and reducing all damage wait, do I still have... Oh, the quest is over here. Shit. It's hard to read these when I'm trying to also make progress. That was my mistake. Where's my summons? Get back here, summons. I need you guys. I love you guys. There we go. Those are sounds that never changed. Immunity to stun and reducing all damage you take by 30%. Ooh. It's a defense boost too. That's coolio. Put that over there. Anti-magic shell. Surrounds you in anti-magic shell for 5 seconds, absorbing 1500 magic damage and preventing the application of harmful magical effects. Damage absorbed generates rune power. Oh, and also gives you rune power. Cool. Those are both cool effects. So this blocks... 1500 is not a ton, but it's useful. But generating rune power and blocking negative effects is very good. This makes me immune to stun. Can I use it to get out of a stun, I wonder? That's one question I have. Right, we have a talent point to spend. Festering Wounds deals 25% more damage when burst. And all enemies within 8 yards of a bursting Festering Wound suffer 71 shadow damage. Ebon Fever. Virulent Plague deals 15% more damage over time in half the duration. So this would do a bit more damage, but it would happen in only 10 seconds. Making it more relevant, because none of these enemies live for 21 seconds, frankly. Unholy Blight. Surrounds yourself in a vile swarm of insects for 6 seconds, stinging all nearby enemies, infecting them with an unholy disease that deals a bunch of damage over time. Another dot that costs a rune. Huh. When I do the Festering Wound, it makes them burst on death, but otherwise they just take damage. This causes the Festering Wound to burst. And this says burst on death, so I guess the burst must normally be an AoE. 8 yards is pretty big. I don't know. Having this like more than doubles the DPS. I'm pretty sure that more than doubles the DPS of Virulent Plague. 15% damage in half the duration. That's pretty fast damage, isn't it? That seems good to me. I don't know. Always time for research later. That place is very on fire. Yes. Cry for vengeance. They're only flesh and bone, no match for the Scourge. We didn't find any of our brothers, but we did stumble upon something special. We got here, torn the place apart, and headed toward the prison house. We weren't expecting what we found in there, Bonemane. Seems the Crusade's been real busy. The whole thing is full of Argent Dawn prisoners. Most of them were already dead by the time we arrived, but a few were still breathing. I was about to go in there and execute the rest of them, but I think you should have the honors. In particular, there's a real feisty worgen in there that I think you'll take great pleasure in executing. A feisty worgen? Lord Harford. But I'm a worgen. Valok the Righteous. Malar Bravehorn. Oh, look at all your names that are about how cool you are. Not that guy. That person's name is Galley Lumpstain. Everyone's got like a neat... A lot of them have like cool names. Bravehorn and the Righteous and then Lumpstain. Oh my gosh. So this is like... Yeah, this is every single race, right? Always a bummer when something happens to the ones that just like bring all the races together. Lord Harford, how do you do? He sent one of his cowards in to kill me, has he? Do it while I'm standing. Bonemane. Bonemane, I'd recognize that face anywhere. What have they done to you, Bonemane? You don't remember me? We were both servants of Aragol back in Silverpine Forest. We put up with his merciless torture for ages. It was you that saved me on that fateful night when we escaped Shadowfang Keep. Without you, I would have died. You, the most noble worgen I ever knew. What have they done to you, Bonemane? How could this have happened? Remember the worgen that you once were, brother. You were our savior. Fight this. Listen to me, Bone Mane. You must fight against the Lich King's control. He's a monster that wants to, what, that person's like ironically crying? What the fuck? You must fight against the Lich King's control. He's a monster that wants to see this world, our world, in ruin. Don't let him use you to accomplish his goals. You were once a hero, and can be again. Fight, damn you. What's going on in there? What's taking so long? There's no more time for me. I'm done for. Finish me off, Bone Mane. Do it or they'll kill us both. Bone Mane, remember Gilneas, our beloved home. This world is worth saving. Do it, Bone Mane. Put me out of my misery. So that's why every race is here. Well, except Panda, because pandas suck and can't be Death Knights because they're lame. And also because they also suck for other reasons, just in general. I don't know, I find pandas strangely revolting in this game. It's not, it has nothing to do with them being pandas, specifically. It's just that every time I see a panda, a Pandaren, it's like the one element of the entire game that doesn't look like it's real. Like it's somehow plastered over it as like a limited time. It looks like someone's promotional event as opposed to a real part of the universe. It's just weird. And they've been around for a while and I've never gotten used to them. They've always looked out of place in this game. No new dialogue that I missed there. Nope.
I will listen.
Felt good, didn't it? You're not one of them anymore, Bone Mane. You're Scourge. You're one of us forever. You say that, but I'm totally going to end up revolting against you guys and joining them ultimately, making that like the sad death. Return to Thessarian at the Scarlet Tavern and let them know that Kotira's cry for vengeance has been answered. The chapel of the Crimson Flame will be a pile of ashes in a matter of hours. You're one cold-blooded monster, Bone Mane. I salute you, brother. Oops. Yeah, so no matter what race you are, you find somebody specific in there that you're supposed to kill. That's somebody you knew from back home. That guy coming in here? I bet he is. There he is. Outta here.
Get on with it.
Another Scourge victory. These Scarlet Dogs have nowhere left to run and hide. It's only a matter of time now.
We will ravage this land. Masters will be done.
While you were out burning churches and murdering vermin, I've been busy formulating a plan. The Scarlet Courier is scheduled to pass by the Scarlet Overlook within the hour. The roads by the Overlook are wide open and swarming with Crusaders. Use this makeshift cover to hide at the Overlook and wait for the Scarlet Courier to pass. When he's close enough, strike with all your fury. Cut him down and take his belongings, including his clothes. The Overlook is 200 paces east of here.
Ashes to ashes.
Ashes to ashes, really? Alright. A lot of them speak like the bunch of Hot Topic kids that are just really embracing their new life as a vampire. Dusk to dust. It's dust to dust, not dusk to dusk, I think. Is it? Whatever. Reduce the cooldown of Dark Transformation. Not actually a skill I have, is it? Not yet. Didn't think so. While you're there, in for a surprise. I'll just go up here. They'll never see me up here. Oh shit, there's a guy up here. What a strange tree. I must investigate. Die. Well, that was basically the funniest thing that's ever happened in this game. I pretended to be a tree here on top of the wall, and he spawned here and investigated the tree, so he was up here on a horse. That's incredible. Hi, General. The armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal are less than a day's ride from New Avalon. We ride with the light shining upon our backs, and the wind at our heels. Soon the Scourge will have contended with the full might of the Scarlet Crusade. Light bless you. Hi, Commander Galvar Pureblood. See, that's when I start to think you're not such a great order, is when you have things like pure blood in your name. It's like, why is your name pure blood? And why does it sound like Nazi-ish? Are you aware of how bad your name sounds? Have you considered changing it? Mr. Pureblood? Are you gonna go, like, wage war against all the Mudbloods? You're going to miss the courier, and then I'm going to be forced to kill you. By force, I mean I will take great pleasure in ending your life. The armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal will be marching into a massacre. Now the second part of the plan. You're going to deliver this message right into the hands of High General Amidst. That's what the clothes are for. This message must reach Amidst. We do not want to draw their suspicion. They must continue under the assumption that everything is going as they planned. You will don the Scarlet Courier's clothes, and with the help of some dark magic, take on the form of the courier. Amidst is at King's Harbor, southeast of the Scarlet Overlook. Drop off the message and get as much information out of her as you can. She will tell us what we need to know about the Crimson Dawn.
Suffer well.
Oh, I already look like him. Alright, cool. No inventory that has to be done of switching out your items. I kind of thought the courier might look like me or oh. No. It's fine. Just hop on this guy instead. Look at that. He even looks like a normal horse. That's a fun detail. He just looks like a regular ass horse, but does have glowing eyes. It's a little bit of a weird detail. I don't get to be a Worgen courier. I mean, I guess they wouldn't want a Worgen in their order. That last guy was called Pure Blood. Were the guys in that one house members of the same organization that we're fighting right now, or was that just other people? Because that was a different name, right? That wasn't the Scarlet Crusade, and it wasn't the Crimson Dawn. It was another name, which is why this gets confusing, as they have so many orders. Oh well. That's for me to not know, and random commenters get irrationally angry about.
What can I do for you?
Where have you been? You are 2 hours late. We're about to send a courier out to the High Commander. Damn it, the armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal must not reach New Avalon. The Scourge will slaughter them all. Listen well, courier. The Scarlet Lands are lost. New Avalon and Havenshire are overrun by Scourge. The specter of death looms overhead and threatens to overtake us at any moment. Return to Galvar with this message. Turn your armies around and prepare your ships for travel to the northern wastes. When next we meet, it will be in Northrend. Give this to Galvar. Amidst hands you a journal. It will explain everything. The Scarlet Crusade is no more. Long live the Scarlet Onslaught. That's a stupid name. That's a stupid name you made. And I'm just gonna take that journal to Orbaz. And that the message about turning them around is probably never going to be received, so that they all definitely get slaughtered. The Path of Redemption. The voice whispered, "Come to me." Have I put this on yet? Oh, it's a trinket. I'll compare that later. The voice whispered, "Come to me." From the very beginning I knew it was the holy light speaking to me in dreams. At last, after all my years of prayers and good deeds, the cleansing of the blight of the unliving from the face of Azeroth. After all the failures and resurrections, finally, it happened again. "Come to me," the light commanded. This time I woke up freezing, but it wasn't cold. I wasn't cold in my chambers. It wasn't cold in my chambers. I'm going to redouble my efforts. I'll tell the High Abbot tomorrow that I want prayers increased. No more half measures. The Holy Light has taken notice of our good work. I can feel it. This time I was awake. It was very vivid, and yet for over a minute. In the middle of the warm sunny day, my breath came out misted and chill. One of the priests noticed and dropped to his knees in prayer. No one else heard the voice, though. At least, the witness proves that I'm not going insane. Maybe I should ask Landgren to pray on the matter. I'll get Jordan and Street to scrutinize their recruiting efforts tomorrow. We've grown bloated with ranks of unbelievers who yearn only to destroy the undead. That's not enough. The commander and the bishop were both receptive. Not that they had any choice. Bishop Street in particular seemed very enthusiastic. He spoke of a new crusade and swore to ferret out the weak of faith within our ranks. I told him to go easy. We're not destroying the crusade so much as forming an elite cadre of the most faithful to do the light's bidding in Northrend. I fear the man's friendship with Lecraft is slowly twisting him. They both have their uses, though. Street's talk of a new crusade, however, has me thinking. I believe that when this new force is assembled, I will give us a new name. It'll have to be evocative of our new mission, yet still provide a tie to the past. I will pray with the High Abbot on this. Our prayers have been answered. The High Abbot was particularly moved by the force of the light's voice, its clarity, its sense of purpose. Those of us going north, the most faithful, shall be known as the Scarlet Onslaught. An onslaught upon Northrend we shall be. The cancer of the scourge threatens to overflow in the crown of the world and drown the rest of us. The time has come to take the fight directly to the Lich King's doorstep. It is with trepidation I gaze upon New Avalon. I somehow suspect for the last time. The fate of our cause lies in Northrend. I am filled with a sense of ominous foreboding, for some reason. The mission ahead should take away these concerns. I will put them out of mind. The Crimson Dawn is upon us. Got a journal.
Speak your peace.
What is this, some child's coloring book? What rubbish. This is the Crimson Dawn. They sail to their deaths. Let us turn our focus to the encroaching armies. Wow, 50 quests. Was that really 50 already? Just in the intro? How did I complete 50 quests already in the first zone? That seems crazy. We must prepare for the encroaching armies, Bowenmane. You will take what you have discovered to High Lord Mograine at once. I'll open a portal directly to Icarus. Step inside and it will transport you. Give High Lord Mograine's Abendis's journal as well. Perhaps he'll find it useful.
Tomorrow is another day.
Portal, 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 portal. Zoom. Zoom. Glad to not have to walk back. Been a little bit since we've been here. Oh, there he is. I was like, where is he?
We exist only to serve him.
You did what? You've become an instrument of doom, Death Knight. We will ravage these approaching armies and raise the dead as our own. And put on these shoulder pads. Oh, now they're getting bulky and crazy. Yeah, now I'm wearing armor. Look at that. That's what my character looks like now. He was running around with like a hood before. Now he looks a little absurd, but still. My hood still has not been replaced, right? Yeah. That's the one thing that's still green. It's also the best looking part of the original set. The trap has been sprung, Death Knight. The armies of Hearthglen and Tirisfal have arrived, just in time to see their enclave in flames. If they turn back now, they fight us with their backs turned. No. They have only one option, which has only one outcome. Apocalypse. As we speak, they prepare to make one final stand. The Lich King awaits your return, champion. He stands watch below us at Death's Breach. Seek out the Lich King.
The might of the scourge will not be challenged.
How are we doing on it? Like, achievements? Quests? Eastern Kingdoms. Wait, are these all completed already? Not completed by Bowenmane, but completed at some point in the past. Where's the zone I'm in right now? Am I in the right one? That's Eastern Plaguelands. Plaguelands, the Scarlet Enclave. Maybe it's not counted. I just wanted to see how many quests I've done so far in this zone to see if that reflects the 50 they claim I've done on this character already, because that's a lot of quests to have supposedly... Whoa, did that just look... That looked weird. Y'all having a fight? Wow, they're having a fight over there.
Darkness.
Let's go talk to Lich King and then get going. Who keeps replacing the altar over here? This was a different thing a moment ago. You guys built fast.
To your master.
You have served me well, Bone Mane. The mark of the scourge has been burned into these scarlet lands. You have reaped death and destruction for as far as the eye can see, and delivered to me the last of the scarlet armies. Lich King points to the ruins of Havenshire and the burning city of New Avalon. It is now time to finish what you started. An end to all things. You have slaughtered legions beyond number, and still your dark heart craves more. Your hunger knows no end, Bone Mane. There must come an end to all things, Death Knight. The Scarlet Armies make their final stand against us. For them, there is no escape, no choice, and for this reason, they will fight with a ferocity that you have yet to witness. Use this horn to call forth one of my worms. Climb upon its back and command it into battle. With you, will end the Scarlet Crusade. Oh yeah, it's one of those mass murder moments again. I gotta say, like, if these options are so goddamn strong... Oh, did I press this? Yeah. Frost Brood Vanquisher. I wanted to voice this during the canon part earlier, too. If these things are so goddamn strong, siege weapons and vehicles and so on, why do we even have foot soldiers? You can like, those cannons, why isn't everyone using weapons constantly? Those cannons so hilariously caused so much mass damage. And I'm like, why do they send foot soldiers out to die against the Scourge if they have mega cannons? Figure out how to move those around. Because I was one-shotting entire hordes, and I was firing like once per second? That's a little bit of damage. Devour a Scarlet Crusader to refill the Vanquisher's mana. That's fun. That's fun. There's some damage. Gotta lead the shot a little bit. Gotta destroy the Scarlet Ballistas. So way down... Oh yeah, we need to go... I'm not even at the site yet. That's neat. Where are my ballistas at? There's one. And dead. Dead, 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 dead. Dead, 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 dead. Dead. I must have missed one of them, because I have definitely shot more of them than I have gotten the kills for. One of the shots where I thought I landed it earlier must have been a miss. That seems like a poorly positioned ballista to me. And now it's not. Ha. We're doing quite well without the need to replenish this character. Ow, ow, ow. Never mind. Ow. Bad. There he is. That's 10 out of 10. Just gotta take out them remnants. Okay. Let's be careful and maybe a little overly mobile. I need to not take any more hits. Oh, they respawn fast. That's not enough? Shit. There we go. I was banking on that last one getting the kills I needed. Alright. Almost had to eat. I mean, basically did have to eat. I was so close to dying that it was a little silly that I didn't get out of there. Oh, I'm in the pet slot now down there. This is my pet, Bone Mane. It's a hell of a name to give your dog. Boink. See you later, as he phases through the tent. Kneel, champion.
Is not your own.
I place this helm upon your head to complete your terrifying visage. Any that dare look upon your dark countenance will know that death comes. Let none stand so boldly against your king as so as to face your merciless wrath. Bonemane. There remains only one final task. Light's Hope Chapel. The Scarlet Enclave is no more. What remains of the crusade will be dealt with in Northrend. We will now turn all of our efforts to Light's Hope Chapel. No longer will this affront to your master be allowed to exist. I have issued my final command. Scourge Commander Thalanor awaits your arrival at the edge of Broman Mill. Go northwest through the cave into the noxious glade and take the path leading out of the glade to the mill. Do not fail me, Bonemane. Hippity hoppity. Let's put the new crown on. Yep, I'm all set up now. The ensemble's complete, and as per Worgen tradition, I am not wearing shoes. Gotta get that grip. Roman Mill. Do I have to go down south through there? There's no way over these. No, I'm going to a new zone. To an extent, this is longer than I ever anticipated. Forces of Light remaining 117, Forces of Scourge remaining a blah. So many. So many. Jeez. That just... How long has that been up there? That wasn't there a moment ago, was it? I don't remember it being there. There's no one here. Are those numbers supposed to be concerning or something? Like, hey, am I supposed to be managing them in any way? Because it just seems like they've already lost. Like, it doesn't seem like I even need to help. Chance on parrying an attack to gain 87 strength. That's neat. Let's do the passives, because I'm bad at doing active use of item anyway. But get in there. Am I going the right way? This seems like a long path. Was I supposed to take a... Was I supposed to take a mount that I messed up and missed? I don't have that dragon anymore, right? The worm. Was that a worm? It just seemed to be a dragon, basically. Oh, go northwest through the cave. Whoops. Forgot about that little detail. Well, I've already gone the long way. Whoops. You know, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. Start making your own Let's Plays and you'll suddenly become very aware of the weird phenomenon of reading something aloud to an audience and then not actually noting the detail that you were supposed to note from it even though you just read it. It's a weird experience. All the trees are rotting. Covered in tree tumors. Gross. Gross, 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 gross.
I will listen for now.
The High Lord and the other Death Knights are preparing to strike. We will squeeze the last remnants of life out of this place. The Argent Dawn stands defiantly against us at Light's Hope Chapel. They dare oppose the Scourge, and for that reason alone, they must be destroyed. The mighty armies of the Lich King stand at ready, as the final battle for the Plague Lands approaches. Today we ascend into the immortal realm of Scourge heroes. When you're ready for battle, report to High Lord Darian Mograine. It is the High Lord who will issue the final march orders and command our armies at Light's Hope Chapel.
There's work to be done.
Oopsie. There's just no one here, it's weird. Report to High Lord Darian Mograine, should you survive. How is the number of remaining forces not changing? You'd think there'd be an active conflict. Oh, this looks like a story moment. Yes, it does. Tyrion Fordring and Darian Mograine. I bet they're gonna get along here, aren't they? Maxwell Tyrosus. Gonna have to reread that quest, I think. Let's see. I just talk to Mo. I must have to do a normal dialogue with him.
Ours is not to question.
All he does is nod. What? Light of Dawn uncovered. Okay. Okay, something just happened. I stopped to take a drink, and suddenly it says 310,000 instead. The numbers changed, and these guys just despawned? Is this an event? Is it going to start over or something? What is happening? The quest says to go here, but there's no one here. There's like a weird camp where there's just two griffins hanging out. And this whole place is empty. And it's clearly a camp. Alright, that's the weirdest. Well, that's concerning. Looked up threads about this, and people... I believe this expansion came out in 2010. I found a thread that amusingly was like, "This has happened on 2 of my 3 Death Knights. You think by now Blizzard would have looked into it?" And that thread was dated 2011, which, I mean, to be fair, at that point it had been a year. You think they would have looked into a glitched quest in their starting zone by then. Especially since you have to do it in order to leave the zone and continue on with your character and everything. But now it's 2018, and they still haven't fixed it. And that's a bit worrying. Alright, I'm just gonna... My goal here... Hello, giant lunatic flesh behemoth. My goal is just to quit the quest and restart it and see if that fixes it. Sometimes it has. Otherwise, I'll log out and try again, maybe?
Something.
The light of the dawn! The light of the dawn! Let's do a fight! Broggle, bargle, bargle, bargle. Please work. I think a war is supposed to be happening. I think there's supposed to be a war. That's why those numbers are showing up there. Like I'm in a battleground, because back when back when I used to play Battlegrounds, that's the part of the screen they put like the objective information in like PvP scenarios. Like something's supposed to be happening right now. All right, abandon, log out, wait 20 seconds. We'll try it again. Boy, oh boy, I don't like this feeling. I don't... After playing for like 3 hours to prep this character to use for the expansion series, I am not psyched about the thought of like not being able to leave the zone. I assume that if I boost him that I'm good and I'd still be able to get out of here, but I'd like to use this footage and I don't want this footage to abruptly end with and then the quest didn't work and he boosted the character and used and did that instead. The end. No conclusion to the story. Oh, let's siege. There we go. He wasn't here last time, was he? Yeah, you were alone. That's why it was confusing. 5 minutes until the battle begins. Oh. I guess I'll go read comments on my YouTube channel for a while. That's a... Alright. He wasn't here last time though, right? Because I specifically commented on how this guy was here alone and no one else was here. Now there's like a bunch of dudes. Okay, so now at least the event will work. I just gotta wait for 5 minutes. Come on, Mograine. Mograine. Any second now. Here it comes. Here. This is the longest minute I've ever seen. Come on, Mograine. Time to go. Time to go. There it goes. Oh boy. Here it comes. I got bad news for you guys who aren't us. That's my contribution, apparently. Go? Do I go? Do we go? Are we fighting?
His eyes are upon you at all times.
Rawr, I'm going. Are they coming? Rawr, I summoned my guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, whoa. Oh my god. Look how fast the behemoths move. That's absurd. There they go, okay. There's a long delay between him summoning and him moving for some reason. There we go. Okay, that's a lot of them coming towards me at once. I can't tell who I'm targeting because there's so many guys in front of me. That guy apparently. Get him. God damn. Oh, things are getting a little intense. There, yeah, I just need to right click on something and target them that way. I can't tell what I'm doing otherwise. There's a lot going on now. Oh, I need to bring my summons back in. I guess they died in all the chaos. There's a lot of combat happening. Oh, you want to be next? Okay. Here, you get my special attention. Is this everything you hoped for? This is... I mean, I guess I'm getting it, right? We're getting a real war now. Here it comes. Because this is a very large conflict where I have to slowly grind through 300 people. I seem very hard to kill. Rain falls unconscious. Which character was Rain? Probably just one of our allies. You know, generally speaking, it's bad for them to die. Can I even hurt this guy? Leonid Bartholomew? Some undead enemy? Man, he's really hard to kill. He's incredibly hard to kill. All the more reason to grind him down next, right? No, I probably should be targeting much weaker units like this guy over here. Die. How dare you parry? Wow, he parries a lot. These guys are tougher than you might expect. They don't seem to be doing any damage to me ever, but they're harder to kill than I would expect. Yeah, I guess a lot of them are elites. Am I even getting experience for this, or is this like a super scripted kind of scenario where you tend to not get full rewards? This might be the discrepancy for why I'm not level 60 yet. Is that I'm supposed to get a lot of experience from this or something? I believe specifically the starting quest is supposed to take you from 55 to 60. I think I need to stop targeting their heroes. I think I want to grind down their overall list of dudes, which means not attacking their heroes, which take forever to kill. Oh, fight over? What is happening?
Bring them before the chapel.
Stand down, Death Knights. We have lost. Light. This place. No hope.
Have you learned nothing, boy? You have become all that your father fought against. Like that coward Arthas, you allowed yourself to be consumed by the darkness, the hate, feeding upon the misery of those you tortured and killed. Your master knows what lies beneath the chapel. It is why he dares not show his face. He sent you and your Death Knights to meet their doom, Darian. What you are feeling right now is the anguish of 1,000 lost souls. Souls that you and your master brought here. The light will tear you apart, Darian.
Save your breath, old man. It might be the last you ever draw.
My son.
Father!
My dear, beautiful boy.
What?
Father, you have returned. You've been gone a long time, Father. I thought...
Nothing could have kept me away from you, Darian. Not from my home and family.
Father, I wish to join you in the war against the undead. I want to fight. I can sit idle no longer.
Darian Mograine, you are barely of age to hold a sword, let alone battle the undead hordes of Lordaeron. I could not bear losing you. Even the thought...
If I die, Father, I would rather it be on my feet, standing in defiance against the undead legions. If I die, let me die with you!
My son, there will come a day when you will command the Ashbringer, and with it, mete out justice across this land. I have no doubt that when that day finally comes, you will bring pride to our people, and that Lordaeron will be a better place because of you. But, my son, that day is not today. Do not forget.
Touchy. He's mine now.
You betrayed me. You betrayed us all, monster! Face the might of Mograine!
Pathetic.
You're a damned monster, Arthas.
You are right, Fordring. I did send them in to die. Their lives are meaningless. But yours... How simple it was to draw the great Tyrion Fordring out of hiding. You've left your yourself exposed, Paladin. Nothing will save you.
That day is not today. Tyrion!
Arthas!
What is this?
Your end.
Impossible. This is not over. When next we meet, it won't be on holy ground, Paladin.
Rise, Darian, and listen. We have all been witness to a terrible tragedy. The blood of good men has been shed upon this soil. Honorable knights slain defending their lives, our lives. And while such things can never be forgotten, we must remain vigilant in our cause. The Lich King must answer for what he has done and must not be allowed to cause further destruction in our world. I make a promise to you now, brothers and sisters. The Lich King will be defeated. On this day, I call for a union. The Argent Dawn and the Order of the Silver Hand will come together as one. We will succeed where so many before us have failed. We will take the fight to Arthas, and we will tear down the walls of Icecrown. The Argent Crusade comes for you, Arthas!
So too do the Knights of the Ebon Blade. Although our kind has no place in your world, we will fight to bring an end to the Lich King. This I vow.
Have we just escaped then? Have we broken free of Arthas just like that? I mean, Ashbringer showed up. By the way, they used the throw attack animation, so they threw the Ashbringer at him, and it clearly caused damage to him, because blood flew out of him, because that's what happens when you hit somebody with throw, but it's supposed to be like throw and catch, like they're using canned animations from the game, and sometimes it leads to really weird effects happening. Is that it? We escaped Arthas already? We're now fighting against him? All these numbers, all these numbers not matter now, or now I changed side and now I have to deal with the fact there's only 170 left.
Only to act.
There will be no atonement for us, Bonemane. We are forever damned to walk the earth as monsters, while the Lich King may have loosed his grip on us. The specters of our past will forever haunt our memories. We must make amends in the only way we know: death. I ask you now to join me in Acheris as a Knight of the Ebon Blade. Together, we will destroy the Lich King and end the Scourge. Choose your reward. An axe, a sword, and a sword. I can't use one-handed things yet. I can just pick between these two-handed options, more or less. An axe kind of sounds fun. They both have the same speed. That's strength, stamina, crit. Strength, stamina, crit. This one literally has the same DPS as my current weapon, but with different stats a little bit, and this one has tiny reduction of DPS. That's weird, right? That the rewards have less DPS than the item I got at the beginning of this entire quest chain. Whatever. An axe is a change of visual. Let's go with it. There we go. The haze has been lifted. I can see clearly now as day that I plunged the Ashbringer into my own heart to free my father's cursed soul. My last memory as a free man. We must take back Acheris from the Scourge if our order is to survive in this new world. I have taught you how to call forth the Death Gate. The Death Gate will return you to Acheris, where you can call when you call upon it. Bonemane, use it now and meet me at Acheris. The first battle of the Knights of Heavenblade is underway. Death to the Scourge. So did we take that floating base from Arthas, and now it's the Death? That's the Order of the Ebon Blade. That's Ebon Hold. That's that place. Okay. Oh, new spell. Deathgate. Goes to Ebon Hold. You use a Deathgate while in Ebon Hold will return you back to near your departure point. Okay. Cool. It's a Death Knight specific Hearthstone. Pachoo. So now is this place going to be called Ebon Hold now, or oh, Portal. That's neat.
I can make my own now.
Hey, it's the right there's the gnome I used for the Scaling World series thumbnail. In the crowd. Huh. Night Elf, Dwarf, Blood Elf, Gnome, Human. Second Human. Bit of a bias here.
The life we had before is meaningless.
The Lich King has returned to Northrend, wounded by the Ashbringer, but the second floor still holds the last of his armies. The Hall of Command has been secured, but the Lich King has left us a little present in the heart of Acheris. The Stitched Terror, Patchwork, and a horde of abominations have taken over the second floor. Use the teleporter to get to the second floor and destroy the Scourge forces that remain. Do not engage with Patchwork alone. You must fight the monstrosity with other Death Knights of Acheris. Go, Bonemane. You have my strength to carry you. Why don't you come with me and literally come with me? Alright. Oh, that's a lot of Ebon Blade guys that are dead. That seems to have gone well for us. Alright. They're saying to only do this with a group of people. Are these guys? Okay, those are my help, I take it. Hello. Oh, there's Patchwork. He seems nice. Ah. And these large groups of enemies keeping out of range. There we go. I have trouble keeping them in line of sight sometimes. Hey, Patchwork. How's it going? Click. Just come all the way up here and fight me with these guys. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a large group. I should be worried about that, shouldn't I? We'll be fine. Everything's fine. Get that AoE going. Oh crap, my guys are dying. Everything's fine. There we go. Hey you, stop that. No, you guys all made it. That corpse was already there, huh? There we go. Was able to pull Patchwork pretty quickly. Hey you. You. Come here. There we go. I just need one of you. Get him. There we go. There, according to him, that means I just cleared the floor, even though there's clearly like a room full of bad news still. But I mean, Patchwork's dead, so surely he can deal with it now.
His eyes are upon you at all times.
Well done, Death Knight. The remaining Scourge will be dealt with in short order, and the rebuilding process will begin anew. I have but one last task for you. You are now, and forever will be, a Knight of the Ebon Blade, Bonemane. But know this. You were once a hero of the Alliance. Darian stares at you. This order must establish allies for itself, if it is to survive. You must represent the Knights of the Ebon Blade to the Alliance. On the platform, southeast of me, is a portal to Stormwind City. Take this letter, given to me on behalf given to me on your behalf by Lord Fordring, and deliver it to King Anduin Rin. Use the portal. So yeah, that's how we connect to these groups. So this group of the Ebon Blade breaks free from Arthas and the Lich King and whatnot, and now they need to set their place in modern society. What's that? What's that over there? Is that Orgrimmar? Yeah, that's Orgrimmar. I mean, it should be assumed that it'd be the Orc town, would be the other portal. And so it's confirmed that you have a history, both because the person you had to murder in that one house, based on your race, was just coincidentally always someone from your past, apparently. And then you are also an established member of whether either the Horde or Alliance, so you're sent back there to establish connections between the Horde and the Horde or Alliance and the Ebon Blade organization. So this is a group that bridges the gap between Horde and Alliance, which actually makes this a really weird race to class to play for Battle for Azeroth, which is Horde versus Alliance, seemingly again, but almost certainly you'll have to unite against some threat as a whole. Because I don't know, I haven't looked into the rating stuff or anything, but I assume that it'll probably be like it always is. Normally the Horde and Alliance both unite to fight against whoever the raiding group is. What the hell? You smell pretty bad. Rotten apple aroma. Did somebody just throw apples at me? Oh boy. They don't want me in here. Get a rope! They're spitting. Oh, they're throwing apples at me and spitting on me. Spat on. Nobody likes you. Look at the. Oh my god. Ah, it's racism. This is what oppression feels like. Wow, so many people are mad at me. They should probably be more respectful of how dangerous I am, honestly. How dare you set foot in our city, monster? Yeah, but they should be actively mad. This is the middle of Arthas being a problem. What? What? There was just a lion here. I've never seen that before. Is that new? Or is it because this is the past when lions were around or something? I don't know. Never seen that before. I've never seen that lion before. I don't know. So many people are not happy to see me here. As I go sprinting through town. Yeah, I'm sure that whatever this conflict is between Sylvanas and everyone is probably gonna go away or something. Or some other threat will be established as being behind the scenes orchestrating it or something, because the whole structure of the game is about those two different factions ultimately having to do those raids at the end of the game that are usually the same thing as each other. Unless they're going to make faction-specific raids that are the other team's base or something like that, which would be kind of interesting. Assuming raids aren't going to take a drastic change, which maybe they have, because I have not looked into this expansion at all, really. I assume they'll have to come together somehow. I am very stinky. Oh, rotten bananas. Why do you guys have so much rotten stuff flying around? Okay, how do you guys have random apples and stuff? You guys should show a little decorum in the actual king's chambers. This is shameful.
A just cause is always worth fighting for.
You have mere moments to live. There's so many.
Have you met my flies?
Anduin stares off into the distance. Indeed, old friend. Blood and honor. Anduin affixes his gaze upon you. Were it not for this letter from Tyrion, you would be in irons. Only an endorsement from one of the greatest paladins to ever live could have ensured your survival. We will work together against the Scourge, against the Lich King. Glory to the Alliance.
Safe journey.
Ding. People of Stormwind, citizens of the Alliance, your king speaks. Today marks the first of many defeats for the Scourge. Death Knights, once in service of the Lich King, have broken free of his grasp and formed a new alliance against his tyranny. You will welcome these former heroes of the Alliance and treat them with the respect that you would give any ally of Stormwind. Glory to the Alliance. Is it over? Maybe 58 was the level you're supposed to end up at from finishing this, not 60, because it's over, I guess. There's no. That's it.
A king is only as noble as the causes he serves.
All right, so we did it. And I've hit level 58. Oh yeah, there's not even a level 59 talent. All right. Grip of the Dead. Death and decay reduces the movement speed of enemies within the area by 90%, decaying by 10% each second. Death and decay is this one over here? Yeah. So that slows everyone in it. That's pretty cool. Although it wears off quickly. Death's Reach. Increases the range of Death Grip by 10 yards. Which one is that? Oh, that's the grabby one. That makes it a 40-yard grab. Killing an enemy that yields experience or honor resets the cooldown of Death Grip. Ooh, that means that you can use Death Grip every single fight. Because once you kill your current target, you can just Death Grip again. That's just a quality of life increase in addition to the other things. Asphyxiate lifts the enemy target off the ground, crushing their throat with dark energy and stunning them for 4 seconds. Huh. Sure. It says stun for 4 seconds too, which means the 45-second cooldown. So you can do that like once a fight-ish, or once every other fight. It doesn't say that they get unstunned when they get hurt, so that means that that's like a proper rogue stun. Those are all good. These are all good items. That's another skill to use, but it's the one that pecks away at people. These are both passive upgrades, which I often lean towards just because I already have enough buttons usually that adding more situational ones are better if I remember them, but I often won't. I do use Death Grip more, so it's kind of appealing. The idea that its cooldown resets every single time I kill anything. I'm gonna go with that. Death's Reach. I'm just down the middle so far, apparently. Also, I just have passively gone back into my old habits. This is the exact spot in town. This little star here is where I would run in circles when I was waiting for my raids to start back in Burning Crusade days. The group would be forming and we're waiting for everyone to show up on time or to orchestrate or whatever, and I'd be online and I would just be running around in a circle like this, crossing the bridges and hopping around, but on horseback as a human. And I would just loop automatically. And so I kind of just automatically found my route and went back to it the moment I was here again. I spent very little time in Stormwind ever in this Let's Play series because there's not a lot of reason to come back here. It was just a place I kind of defaulted to waiting around in when I was waiting for groups to set up, in part because of the fact that, like, these cities are kind of useful for, like, hubs because of the series of portals and trams and flight paths and stuff. They all function as hubs to get to the other cities or various parts of the map quickly. But we've just been going from zone to zone and questing in all of these playthroughs, and I don't really have a lot of idle time sitting around, so it's been really irrelevant. What did I get down here? Dark Command. Command the target to attack you, increasing the threat you generate against that target by for 3 seconds. Oh, so it's like a taunt for tanking purposes. Alright. When do I pick my specialization? Oh, unholy. Interesting. That might have been why other people weren't using summons. It looks like you default to unholy and it's just already active at the beginning, but somebody probably could have just opened this menu when they were level 55 and just switched to a different one and just became that one instead. But I've been here. I just was automatically the one I was hoping for. Alright, well, I'm gonna log out now. And I guess probably gonna go get that character boost. Fuck, this is turning out to be a long video. Alright, free level 110 boost for Battle of Azeroth. Let's boost an existing character. Dat guy. Yes, I would like to be unholy. Oh, you get to choose now. I don't think you got to choose before. Next. Level up. Alright, you want to boost? Yep. Boom. Alright, got a level 110 Priest and a level 110 Death Knight, so I got a fallback if I stop playing this character, I guess. I don't know. Hey, dumb name. I miss you, rogue guy. I do like rogues a lot. They're just fun to play as. But he's just been hanging out since that original series got canceled so that we could play Legion like 2 years ago. And we never went back. They said we would, but they didn't tell the truth. Also, I wish your name wasn't just my channel name. I regret that. But that was a decision I made like 4 years ago, so whatevs. Anyway, hello, sir. You're still hanging out. One day, who knows, maybe one day I'll finally get to play all the content between Lich King and Legion, because this guy is currently in the middle of the continent for the Lich King content. And I was like, come on guys, let's finish the content. And then we never did. So that series has been on hold forever so that other WoW series can happen. And Voladin's the one from the Legion playthrough, so he's here. And then there's Bone Mane. Everything on the server exists just for this playthrough, this very long series, by which I mean like what you get if you guys look in the description. For those that don't know, in the description, I'm saying this is the dumbest part of this episode, there's a playlist in the description that has like 160 episodes already of World of Warcraft. That's mine. This is just this episode probably says part 2, unless I gave up and split it into multiple episodes because of how long it was or something. But this is not part 2. This is part 162 or something. We've done so many episodes. Anyway, Bone Mane, let's get back in there. I'm checking because I don't know if the game's gonna give me a thing. I want to see what happens when I go in here now that I'm level 110. Oh, okay.
Welcome aboard. King Rin needs every hero of the Alliance at their best when we face the Horde. As we patrol Silithus, let's use the time to brush up on your battle skills. Let me know when you're ready to get started.
As opposed to what? Standing here and doing nothing? You took my skills. I don't even have skills, dude. Did you take my talents away too? Specialization in talents. Talents will unlock when you finish. Alright, so all of my choices up till now about skills and stuff are removed. I'm naked now. I do have that guy. Get that mount off of here. Yeah, I have my own mounts. Actually, no. Wait, shit. I need a flying mount. Hello? What? Do I have that? It's absurd looking. No, I should keep a flying mount on here. And that should probably be my new slot. Ground mounts are not allowed here. That's not a ground mount. You just mean mounts aren't allowed here. Anyway.
Greetings.
Are you ready for your combat training? Yeah. No, I was gonna just stand still for the next 17 years and never play the game.
Knight, you command the powers of disease and death.
Oh, this is weird.
Wears your enemy down, while your strong melee attacks finish them off. But your greatest ally is death itself. Raised Dead will animate a corpse to serve as your ghoulish minion. You should always try to have a minion with you. Use Raised Dead to summon your minion.
Already did that. Yep.
The best way to start a fight is to infect your enemy with a host of diseases.
This is the weirdest shit. I just finished playing the tutorial.
A virulent plague that spreads to nearby enemies. Use Outbreak on the target dummy.
Oh, that's a new one. I didn't have that one before. Or did I? No, I had that one before. That's the same one. It was just over here before.
Now that your enemy is reeling from a miasma of plagues, it's time to strike up close.
Yeah, it's a good thing I infected that piece of wood with a disease.
Use Festering Strike on the target dummy.
This is the weirdest. I just did the giant tutorial where, I'll remind you, they didn't teach me how to use any of these skills during that, and now they're teaching me them all in the boost. But like I get why the boost thing exists. I get it, but this is weird.
Your target with Festering Strike, you are ready to burst the lesions you've caused using Scourge Strike. Festering Strike followed by Scourge Strike is a 1-2 punch few enemies can withstand.
Many enemies can withstand it. I've seen it.
After it's infected with Festering Strike. Perfect. Your attacks build runic power that can be used to cast Death Coil, a spell that hurls a blast of unholy energy at your target and restores energy to your ghoul minion. Use Death Coil on the target dummy. Your attacks sometimes allow you to cast Death Coil without costing runic power. Take advantage of this when you can.
I've got to reorganize all my skills, guys.
Now that you have all your primary attack abilities, we will see how they work together. Practice using your attacks on this target.
Basically, I'm just required to use basically every skill I have over and over again. One more Death Coil and Scourge Strike. Oh, another Death Coil. There we go.
Now you have the hang of it. When taking excessive damage in battle, Death Strike can help even the odds. Its dark power damages your foe and recovers a portion of your health. Use Death Strike on the target to recover some of your health.
It's back. I got Death Strike again, you guys. There it is.
Some foes would prefer to keep you at arm's length. Death Grip allows you to reach out to a distant target and pull them towards you. No enemy can escape your icy grasp.
Crazy.
To pull my soldier to you.
Wow. Who thought of these things? This is cool.
Perfect. Being able to call upon the powers of death means you rarely need to be outnumbered. Army of the Dead raises a swarm of ghouls to attack anything and everything near you.
I know, right?
Use Army of the Dead now to summon in your minions.
This is so patronizing. After I already know all these things.
Target practice is over, hero. It's time to prove your mettle. Combine all the lessons you've learned and use them to defeat my men in combat. Show me you've mastered the powers of darkness.
8-minute cooldown. Oh, they didn't give me a cooldown though. Okay, I was gonna say, like, you guys like wasted my cooldown then if you want me to prove myself now.
I need a target.
Use Outbreak, asshole, the game says. Do you disapprove, game?
Demonstrate your skill against two foes at the same time.
This game's judging me. Oh, this isn't just normal combat training. I'm infecting these people with deadly diseases that should murder them. Stop telling me to use Outbreak. I used it. Shut up. Go away.
Well done. Next, we will see. Hold on. Is that 2 arms? The Horde is attacking!
I'm gonna jump off this goddamn boat. Wait, no? No. That's not common rejoining. It just looks really a lot like it. I'm not sure what that is. It's just weird pillars of rock. I think they just required me to use out. They're just telling me what buttons to press now. Stop telling me what to do. This would be a good time for me to use Army of the Dead. There we go. Now there's a ton of allies. Die, everything. God damn. This thing has a giant cooldown. Did it get interrupted or something? Oh boy. Oh boy. It's a lot of enemies on me at the same time. I'm just going to die now. Can I die, or does it stop me? It stops me from dying. No, it doesn't?
Well done, hero. You are now prepared to do battle. When you feel ready, explore your spellbook and the talent tree for additional abilities you can learn. For the Alliance!
Well done, hero. I lost. I should have used that the thing that makes everything rot, but it wasn't. It's actually not on my bar. I have to like hunt it. Oh, there's a lot more to look through now. Hey, Dark Transformation, that thing that gets the reduced cooldown from the other spell. Transform your ghoul into a powerful undead monstrosity for 15 seconds. Ghoul's abilities are empowered and take on the new functions while the transform is active. Hello. Look at you. Let's see. Oh, they changed all my things. Well, I liked those ones before. Yep, we're just gonna hang out and customize my character for the rest of this time. We're being completionists about this. I gotta make this character set up for the series. Alright. I should check out what all my skills are before I try to figure out all these other things. So There's anti-magic shell again. Apocalypse. That's the thing that blah, 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 what's his name? Did the guy with the stuff? Arthas. I'm like, why can't I think of a name? Bring doom upon the enemy, dealing a bunch of damage and bursting 4 festering wounds. Damn. Summons an army of the dead ghoul for 15 seconds for each burst of festering wound. What does that mean? Does it summon 1 ghoul for each wound that's bursted, meaning 4 ghouls, or does it summon 1 ghoul, and then their duration is 15 seconds times the number of festering wounds? I don't know if it's summoning 4 ghouls for 15 seconds or 1 ghoul for 60 seconds. Oh well. Put that over with my other summons for now. Chains of Ice, that's the control thing. Control Undead. Dominates a target undead creature up to level 111, forcing it to do your bidding for 5 minutes. Ooh. I want to have an undead army, which is what these things definitely point at the idea of having. I like some of these ideas in here. Just gotta keep them all straight. Alright. Dark Command. That's the taunt. I don't know how much. We'll see how much I use that. I'm not sure if I'm ready to be at the tank yet. Death and Decay. Boom. Get that in there. Probably on that. Yeah, back to 4 where it was before. There we go. Death Coil's already on my bar. Death Gate. Put that over here. Death Strike. That's all on here. Oh, there's a lot in here. Alright. Death's Advance. For 4 seconds, your movement speed is... Oh, that's my speed boost skill. I remember that one. Icebound Fortitude. That's my other defensive spell to go with my anti-magic shell. That stops stunning. Mind Freeze. Smash the target's mind with cold, interrupting spell casting and preventing any spell in that school from being cast for 3 seconds. Cool. So that's my spell counter. That's good to have on my easier access part of my bar, I think. Good to have an interrupt. Outbreak. That's already equipped. Path of Frost. 1 rune. Activates a free... Oh, by the way, are these all rune-based or non-cooldown-based? Or, yeah, just make sure they're not runic power spells, because I was trying to keep those separate. Activates a freezing aura for 10 minutes. Whoa, that's a while. That creates ice beneath your feet, allowing party and raid members within 50 yards to walk on water. Usable while mounted, but being attacked or damaged cancels the effect. That's a fun... That's gotta be really cool to watch. I just freeze the water around us. That's definitely not even a combat spell. That goes all the way to the hell over here next to random miscellaneous crap. I'll probably sort these 2 Worgen things. Not that one. 2 forms doesn't matter, but Dark Flight is a speed boost. I should put that down here with everything else. But these 2 are cosmetic. Running as a Worgen and transforming into a human. This is my crafting menu. This is my walk on water spell. Hearthstones, mounts. Okay. Running out of space. I might have to add the extra bars down here. I didn't want to because I like how clean the interface looks like with this little 2-bar right here and then this little stuff over here and there being visible gaps everywhere. But I might have to add the extra bar here just to deal with all the skills coming in. Because there's a lot. So Rune Forging is already in there. Oh, Raise Ally. That's just a resurrection. 10-minute cooldown. It's instant. Pours dark energy into the dead target, reuniting spirit and body to allow the target to re-enter battle with 60% health, 20% mana. So I like the little tooltip that says, you have not added this to your action bar. It's a nice little hint, like, hey, dude, come on. Put that over there. Alright, so now I've got a resurrection spell, and it's instant, but it has a 10-minute cooldown. That's good to know. It's an in-combat one, too. That's really cool that I can use it in combat. It uses runic power, though. Erase deads on my bar. It even highlights where it is on... That's cool. It highlights it on your bar, so you can find it if you were having trouble locating it. Dark Sucker. This is passive. When you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor, the next death strike within 20 seconds is free. And heals for additional 10% maximum health. Is that death strike? Yeah. Wow. So if I kill something... Damn. So if I kill anything, right? Ever... then my next death strike is free, which means it'll heal me for more. Right? Oh, it got better while I was gone too. I'm used to the numbers getting better. I don't expect the percentages to get better over time, but they did. Now it's 10% maximum health. So now with Dark Succor, it's going to heal me for 20% health whenever I kill. So just every time I kill anything, use a Death Strike after that for free to get 20% health back in addition to the damage of the attack. Mastery Dreadblade increases the damage of your shadow damage abilities by 60%. You are as hard to stop as death itself, increasing your mounted speed by 20%. Cool. Each runic power you spend has a 1.4 chance to increase your rune regeneration rate by 100% for 3 seconds. Sudden Doom. Your auto attacks have a chance to make your next death coil cost no runic power. So just make that free. I assume it'll glow at me to be like, it's free now, use it! What is a chance, though? Those are always so vague. Oh well. It's passive, it's not like I make a choice about it or anything. And there's just a bunch of stuff in here. Hey, you can use plate. You get 5% increase to your primary stat for wearing plate, just to incentivize you sticking to it. Right, I have a bonus to skinning because I'm a Worgen. There's a bunch of battle pets, like nonsense items in here that I don't care about as much. Master Rider, passive, seer training. Okay, I can ride at maximum speed on a flying mount, but only if I see my trainer. That's the kind of thing I won't do on camera. Don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. I guess we're good to go-ish. So I didn't have to use as much bar as I thought. We kind of ran out. Let's see. I kind of want to put stuff that gives me summons somewhere else. There's so much to keep track of here. Okay. Put you two together? Because this is a dominate. This summons the big ol' group. And this raises a ghoul to fight by my side. That's the one I... That's not even like a thing I have to actually actively keep track of, because it's generally just staying around. Hey, second guy. But this is this modifies my ghoul. This is an attack that can make an extra summon. I guess let's put you in here. That goes in with all of my festering soul, my festering strike stuff. So keeping that in here makes some sense, because being able to hit shift 3 every minute and a half to summon another unit or several units during combat, that'll come in handy. So I want to keep that in the primary attack part of my bar. And Darker Man put at the end, that's clearly a taunt. So this modifies this. This is something that I can do periodically for a big ol' boost, just to try to remember every now and then. And this is Dominate Undead, which you will see, that's like situational as all hell. These are two, so this is a buff. This is anti-stun, anti-spell. This is a speed boost, that's another speed boost. Yeah, so these are both speed spells, which I might be able to even activate at the same time. Either way. And these are more defensive counters. Alright. I definitely have more than I had before, but not that much. I should be able to keep this all straight and keep it all committed to memory, hopefully. Take the Griffin on the back of the airship to join the fleet. Which way are we going? We're going that way. So this is the back of the airship. Let's get up there. We might actually... This took so long, I've been doing this all day, and we're actually supposed to be starting our expansion session soon, so I'm like finishing this at the last second.
The time has come for us to claim what is rightfully ours. The final push to retake Lordaeron Keep commences at dawn. The Horde and their war chief must answer for their crimes.
Interesting, the battle for Lordaeron. I'm going to leave the queue. I think that's... Wait, am I going back? Well... I think the battle for Lordaeron is what we were going to do next. After the... What the fuck? I'm inside the... This is a weird visual. Is he just putting me back now? What's happening? Or is he taking me to that island? Where am I right now? I don't know where that is. That looks expansion-y, though. That doesn't look like the original map. Did he just drop me? Anyway, we did the Teldrassil burn... What the f... Yeah, this totally looks like where I was. Ah, I can fly! Hooray! And I'm at... flight speed of 280. Okay, yeah, it's a lot faster. I'll take that over running around as a Worgen, I guess. Okay, so we did the Teldrassil burns thing, and I think the follow-up after that was supposed to be the battle for Lordaeron, so I think I'll be doing that with Shell and Wander next episode, which, for me, might be starting in like an hour. Oh boy, this took all day. Don't worry, it's not that bad. I do have a backlog. I don't have anything that has to be recorded in time for tomorrow, but I'm just very conscious of the fact that I've made negative progress of about a day's worth of videos by doing this video all in one go and insisting on making it that way. But you know, it's fine. In fact, I'm used to losing a day every week because I would record all day with Andrew for stuff that might not air for months. So now that he's not around, actually, this is just replaces that as my normal day of loss. I have mail apparently. For Bone Main. Alright, well let's check my mail. That'll be the last thing we do before we end this. And then, yeah, come back tomorrow, I think tomorrow, for what's essentially the first video of the actual expansion, although arguably last episode was too. You didn't have to buy the expansion in order to do the thing we did in episode 1, but that was the pre-patch expansion stuff. And this was the very, very long process of prepping a character. Admittedly, I could have just done the last 20 minutes and just boosted the character, but hey, I thought it would take an opportunity for me and for you guys to go ahead and do the whole, you know... What the hell is this? We supplied you with a whole new set of high-level gear, but attached you'll find some old items and equipment you once carried. Oh, it's the stuff that was on my character when yeah. It's all the stuff that was on my character when they, boosted me. Is it it's my entire inventory. This is a little annoying. Alright. Well, it's nice of them to not delete it all. I guess that works. Oh my goodness. Some of these are dumb quest items too. I'll have to get rid of those. Alright, well thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time. Don't expect as many WoW videos in the future. This was unusual. We're gonna be doing... Our current goal is to record like every Monday. So the live stream should be happening on Monday nights. I don't know exactly when. We normally record from 7 to 9 with our normal group, but that's really pretty actually, all the symbols glowing. But Wander suggested he wants to go he wants to start later than that for WoW because it's bad for a stream audience or something. And so the video on demand, this, if you're watching it on YouTube, not live right now, these should probably go up every week on Tuesday or Wednesday. Just the next multiplayer slot in my schedule, because right now multiplayer alternates with Let's Tries. It'll just be the next day of my schedule that week after our recording time. And if it doesn't happen that week, then we just didn't do it that week, I guess. I don't have complete control over multiplayer stuff, so it'll happen when it'll happen. But we'll probably go for a while. We'll probably beat the expansion or something. We almost beat the last expansion. We made it like... We did hit max level. We just didn't do every single quest line of every single region. We were missing like 2 of them, and it was partly because at the time Wander's channel was explosively growing, and that demanded his attention a bit. All right, thanks for watching like always, guys. Get ready for the adventures of Bone Main, who looked really cool. I might hide his helm because he actually looks pretty cool without it. See you guys next time. And check out the playlist in the description if you want to watch like 100 hours of World of Warcraft videos to sate your hunger between the new episodes of this one, I guess. Goodbye.